Well, hi everybody.
Hello.
Hey there.
How's
Hello.
everybody doing?
Not
Not bad.
bad.
Good, 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 good. Hmm. Okay. Well, it's been a while, so oh, let's do a recap. Did I actually do a recap for? No, I didn't. Cool. I didn't type out an actual recap, but oh, bread thief, go away. I guess I'll just exit Steam. Yeah. Last time on Gearscore Arcade. So you guys had landed in Frenet with the intent of some of your party members needed to deliver a package. Others needed to go see a tow truck driver named Ducky about payment for their messed up vehicle. So we had Rilo-san and Boy, the droid, head off over to Ducky's, whereas Lear and Vi went to go drop off a package for Lear. Zen decided to stay behind with the ship to assist in repairs or anything like that. Shortly after the rest of the crew had left, she noticed Glasher standing at the on-ramp to the ship, having clearly escaped from the holding cell or the hidden cargo area of the ship. He saw her, she saw him, he saw her see him, she saw him, he see her, and a chase ensued where Glasher took off, with Zen yelling, "What are you doing out?" And they ran down the docks, through a couple of side alleys into a enclosed outdoor market, wherein Zen saw Glasher dip into a shop. She busted in, was quickly surrounded by him and his goons, but with a clever use of a phase shift and the waist to ceiling length mirror, she was able to materialize in the shop right next door and then threw a cube of fire at the front door, burning them as they ran out and after her. She made her way quickly back to the dock where Glasher and his cronies ran into Yonta, the shipyard or dock master, essentially, who said, "Don't attack any of my customers. You know who I am, you know who I work for, or you know what I do and how much weight I hold around here." And he said, "Yeah, but they were gonna." She cut him off and sent him packing, tail between his legs, running away. Zen then quickly contacted the other two crews, saying, "Hey, this shit just went down." San responded with, "Okay, we'll finish up here and head back as quickly as we can." Lear and Vi didn't say anything. Anyways, last time, let's see. These spaceships essentially alerted the others they might have a small reprieve, but will more than likely need to leave Dock 7 immediately after the installs of the new life support system. Zen went back to helping Yonta's crew install the life support system. San got the message and confirmed, began to talk to Ducky about their similar past, where they were both sort of bounty hunters and began trading war stories. Rilo and Boy went searching the junkyard for items they wanted to buy. Both of them found heavy shields, and Boy found 2 broken drones that he planned on repairing. Meanwhile, Lear and Vi did some things that you guys don't know about, because they probably didn't tell you. But just for the recap, they went and talked to Straw. Lear got his little chip taken out and agreed to do a job for Straw for some money.
I finished sweeping my room.
And Vi played some poker or played some gambling games. And so everybody met back up at the ship. San did also talk to Ducky about possibly storing the ship. What is the name of the ship, by the way, San?
Sorry, hold on one second. I'm talking to a daughter as well.
Okay. forgot what we ended up calling it, or what y'all ended up calling it.
It's totally called the vacation.
The vacation. I'm going on vacation.
Okay, sorry. It was the Century Egret.
Century Egret. Okay.
You know, because Millennium Falcon is Disney copyright.
God damn it. Alright. I guess I should write that down. There we go. Yeah, okay. Bing. Ship name. Century Egret. Ridiculous. Okay. So you talked to Ducky about storing the Century Egret at the junkyard to sort of avoid any issues with the Oxodal gang who you stole the ship from originally. He said, yeah, and then you sort of warned him that one of the members of your crew would be trying to kill him, and he said, okay, I'll dip out. So, Lear and 5 finished that up. Everybody met back at the ship. I think our little R2 unit made an attempt to repair the droids. Didn't you get them both working there, boy?
Yeah, I did. They got both fixed.
Yeah, because you got like a nat 20 on... Oh, you got a 23 on your tech check, so... Okay, perfect. And Rilo discovered the sort of mercenary app called Killshot and found a job willing to pay 15,000 credits. And they said, I would like to meet with you tomorrow morning at a location that I will send to you. Once you get into the east part of town. So,
All right, good recap.
That's sort of where we left off. Did anybody do anything that needs mentioning that I didn't mention?
Not that I know of.
I was gonna say, I want to say I had something on the tip of my tongue when we finished off last, but it's long gone now.
I can't think of anything. You can always watch the recap on the YouTube channel, or you can watch the episode on the YouTube channel if you want to. Okay. Anyway, so the sun sort of sets on this particular day. Everybody's... What are you guys' nighttime routines? Everybody's sort of going to sleep for the evening?
Yes.
I say you've had a fairly eventful day. I pretty much before I, get ready for the night, I would have gone through any small things to kind of make this place more comfortable. Because we kind of took it, and in a matter of a day, we landed with no life support, explored, got stuff done, found out that we're starting a gang war apparently, and then came back. So I don't know exactly if this was set up for the number of people we have. So, look around for blankets, pillows, comfy things.
Okay. Yeah, so I believe I sent you the ship. Did I send that to you on Discord, the ship sheet?
Hold on. I gotta go through and open my damn Discord.
I got it. I'll open it up. I should have had it open, but I forgot to. Where is he? Where's that son of a bitch? Yeah, there you go. Okay. So, on your ship, so you've basically done like a look over of it. It's not damaged at this point, but it has a vault, it's got the hidden cargo, it's got living quarters as well. So the living quarters, let me pull that up. And it's under mods. Quarters living. So this suite features separate rooms to house a number of creatures equal to the ship's suite capacity by size, as shown as the Starship suite capacity table.
So maximum suites 6, total suites 4.
Yeah.
So I mean that's enough for what we have currently.
Yeah. So you're basically your Starship suite capacity. Let me see. Yeah, it's 4. So, yeah, basically, you've got your 4 people, and we have a little droid bot too. So I mean, he wouldn't really necessarily need a place to sleep. But
Just because I'm not sure, Anthony, do you actually have like a required power down recharging cycle?
No, I do maintenance on myself for 3 hours a night.
Okay.
you're gonna have to answer in your character voice, Anthony.
Beep boop.
Josh can't hear us.
Indeed.
Josh cannot hear us.
Can I have dinner?
I don't care.
Okay. Josh.
Okay, hold on. Which I gotta minimize the star sheet. Where's he at? Yeah. Refresh, and then the other option would be go back into your settings and double check your audio video chat and make sure that you can hear voice and you can hear or see both.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay. Have you guys just been talking for the past 30 minutes?
Yeah, dude.
He went over the full recap.
I don't know the full recap.
I didn't hear any of it.
Okay.
And then we were talking about like what we would do before, like, because it's obviously nighttime. So what we'd all do before bed. Like, I was trying to find blankets and pillows for everybody, and I was just learning about a boys' non-sleep schedule.
Yeah, which you would know, having traveled with him for a while now. Okay.
I am gonna buff Dad's gun though.
Yay!
Use my enhance item or infuse item while we're taking our long rest.
Sure. So each room comes fully furnished and includes a communal refresher station for every 4 rooms. When a creature completes a long rest involving this suite, their exhaustion level is reduced by 2. You guys don't have any exhaustion levels instead of only 1. So I mean, yeah, these things have. Think of like a very basic like barracks room. Like you would walk in. You guys have all 4 separate rooms. There's a bed, a locker, and then like a vanity mirror with a dresser as well. So it's all pretty tightly packed in there, but
So NCO quarters. Oh god, I can't even remember the name of the place. Out in Gore.
On where?
Out in Gore, where we used to go out for AT.
Gruber?
There you go.
Camp
So
Gruber?
the NCO quarters at Gruber.
Yeah, but even nicer.
Ooh.
I paint mine all black.
It's not a high bar. Okay. You're with what?
Magic.
No. You tell me how you paint your room all black.
I cast paint black.
Okay. Roll me a let's go with I need to pull up. I really wish I had all these memorized, but I don't, so I'll pull them up. Why don't you go ahead and roll me a what would it be? Make me a tech casting attack. 17 plus what? Or maybe it's not tech casting for you, whatever it is. Anyway, 17, yeah, fine, your room's all black, I don't care. It's a waste of time. Alright. Moving on. Okay, so Riley, you had that message from that person that was like, hey, let's meet up so I can give you a job, a mission, or whatever, early in the morning, around local time, 8 a.m.
Oh, I thought it was 6.
It might have been 6. Yeah, let's go, 6 o'clock, yeah. Over on the east side of town. I'm glad you did.
Well,
Forgot to.
it didn't save, so.
Okay, but yeah, 6 o'clock on the east side of town. One thing that San, you did talk to everybody about was maybe don't leave as individuals.
Yeah, it's generally probably safer for us to leave as a group. You know, at least 2.
Yep. So just to put that back in y'all's minds, because the Oxodals are out there, and they might be looking for blood. Who knows? So, yep. Right. So, night sort of comes and goes, and night's a little bit weird on this planet. It does get everything does dim, but there's still like a glow, just from the vast amounts of lights and nightlife that are in not only Fernet but all the other cities and ports and everything. There's just going to be a large amount of glow that comes
Today,
off the What the fuck is this? Oh my god. An ad started playing and it had audio, and that was really stupid. It's on a website. Anyway.
I do has a quick question.
Yeah, fire away, go ahead.
Anthony said he was going to do some modifications to my pistol. What is that going to do to my pistol?
I don't know. What
It
modification?
just gives you a +1.
God damn it.
Is this like one of your class abilities or something?
Yeah, it's
Okay.
a infuse item.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So, yeah, boy, you're gonna work on that throughout the night. But yeah, so night comes, and you guys sort of sack out for the evening. All of the workers and everything that are working on the life support system go home. And is anybody going to be keeping watch or anything like that?
I mean, I can after.
I was going to say, while he's doing his self-maintenance, I will cover up, make sure everything's good.
Okay.
Wander around.
You guys do have an anti-boarding system, so that's a robust series of like blast doors, cameras, and hidden turrets. This is all inside of the ship. So if you guys want to sort of like lock down things to make sure you don't get like snuck in, you certainly can.
Yeah, I'm totally, after everyone's on board and whatnot, we're definitely going to lock her up for the night.
Okay, perfect.
Because I trust that they're going to keep the port itself safe, and if anything comes up, they'd probably buzz us. They probably have a security system.
Okay. That's a lot of assumption. I like it. Okay.
You don't get to run a dock that people actually respect what you do in a shady part of town and not have some form of security.
It's a fair point. All right, so the night goes. You guys remain unmolested. No need for rolls or anything like that. And then, Rilo, your data pad starts beeping around about 5:30 in the morning.
He dropped out of the chat.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. He said, my internet just crapped out.
Give him just a minute and he'll be back.
Okay. We'll go
while
on to
we're
somebody
waiting,
else. Yeah.
What time does the regular work crew start shift?
I don't think you ever got that information from Yanta. You can sort of wait around and see if that's what you're going to do. Then they would get there right around about 8.
Okay, well, if they would be there at 8, standard dad answer. I'm gonna be up at like 6:30.
Okay.
That's when my alarm would be set.
Okay.
So yeah, I know we were just talking about that.
Okay. So he's got to meet this guy at 6, or this person at 6. So
I
he'd
don't think he
probably.
ever told me about it though.
I don't think he didn't.
He did. That was the closing line for
Oh yeah.
last week. Was, hey, Dad, I'm gonna go kill somebody.
Oh yeah, because I was like, what?
Would you?
Roll a parenting check.
Okay.
We're about to get storms, that's why.
What are you talking about? It's nothing but white fluffy clouds. Oh, son of a bitch.
Guys getting a little rain down there in
She showed me the radar.
Uh-oh. Well, hope nobody else craps out.
No, we should. I don't think we've ever actually lost power down here due to storms, but
Yes, we have.
okay. Well,
You haven't been
She
there for a
has.
year, bud.
yeah, that's true.
No, there was that night that it stormed really hard and we sat in here with the power off.
Oh yeah, when we all had the candles.
Yes. And it was so fucking hot.
Yeah, it was freaking the end of summer during Haboob season, and the power goes out, and suddenly it's getting hot as shit, and we've got candles lit, sitting in the biggest room in the house because that's the coolest room, just sprawled out on the floor, going "fuck, turn on soon."
There's a little storm heading this way, but I don't think it should fuck with anything. But he's about to get hit with weather.
He honestly needs to get a hold of Cox. His internet drops out way too much.
Okay. So I'm sort of messaging Josh. You guys can see it's in the group chat. So he said he would bring backup to this meeting, and he would ask everybody who wants to go to this meeting. Mind you, this could have been discussed the prior evening, so he's not like waking everybody up at 5:30 in the morning, like, hey, you want to go?
I mean, the only issue I have here, I kind of want to go with him to keep my baby boy safe, but at the same time, we need to get the ship out of the dockyard.
Mm-hmm.
I can stay back and help work. Again, it's no big deal.
Let's see. Well, I was gonna say, how much would it cost me to hire 2 more personnel to work on the ship for the day while we're not here?
Let's see.
I want my fucking ice cream.
I think I went over that.
I want a sandwich. I was waiting for a break.
Oh, we can take a break right now since Josh is out, and I can get these numbers for you.
Okay.
Okay, I'll have my headset on, so I might be able to hear it when I go downstairs.
Hey, Ryder.
So if you come up with your numbers, shoot them across, and if I don't respond, I can't hear you.
Okay, that's fine.
You bring my ice cream up here. It's the chocolate brownie one.
Hello, Father.
Yeah, we can hear you from here, honey.
Okay.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Also, my internet just went out.
Well, we're about to get storms as well.
You should really get a hold of Cox, because your internet does that way too often.
Yeah. No shit.
For those of you listening at home that aren't in the Midwest or Southwest, Cox is a internet service provider, not a male body part.
You gonna get storms water?
Yes.
Oh, I've been doing it wrong this whole time, man. My bad.
How are you getting internet that way? That's my question.
Magic.
Because I have one of those, and if I can just get internet through that.
He just plugs the end of it into a Cat 5 connection, and then his body is the router.
So when you say you're restarting the router, what's I don't want to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey baby, what's up? You want some pretzels? Are you gonna ask me for some pretzels?
Can I please have some pretzels?
Yes.
No, you're good.
Just come over here and try and steal everything. Okay. All right. Let's see. How many did you get? Good Lord, put some of those back, woman. Put a few of those back. Not in your mouth. Put them here. Give me some of these.
That's my girl.
There
Put
you
it
go.
back. Just immediately eat it.
Yep. Nom, 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 nom. Like the goblin she is. Alright, get out of here, you little goblin. Goodness, I love her. Okay. Let's see. To hire an additional... I'm trying to do math again. Bust out my
I'm
calculator. That's okay. 7,000 for the modification. Is 3,500. Wait. Yeah. So 7,000. And then it's 250. No, wait.
Father, you mind if I use this?
250 times. What did she say? She had 4 guys on it? No, she said she had like 6 guys on it. $7,000 divided by 1,500, and take like 4.5 days, and then with Kayla there, nope. Would be 3.5 days. Okay, so it's already been like, let's say 1 full day of service so far, so it's only going to take 2.5 days right now, and then it's 500 credits and additional. I don't know, it'd be like, I'm gonna make this up. So let's say 200. Yeah, it'd be 200 a day
Per body.
per body.
Okay.
So with an additional 1, it would be. That doesn't make any sense. No, wait, that doesn't make any sense. 250 times 8 gives us, nope, 250 times 9. 9 people? Yeah. I'd bring it down to 3 days.
Well,
So
the
you'd be
the
2
time
days
the
late.
time constraint wasn't the issue so much.
Right,
It
but
was
that's gonna.
I was more interested in if we go off to help him with his whatchamahoosit,
Mm-hmm.
then I still want people to kind of placehold the fact that I wasn't there to work on it.
Okay. Right, but if you add people, it's gonna reduce the time. I think
Yes.
I'm gonna say you can have a maximum number of like 10 people working on this.
Okay, let's for today I'll pay for an extra 2, so that's 400 or 500. You said 250?
250, so that's an extra 500 for today.
Then I will do that for today, and I'll figure out what I'm doing in my life after that.
Okay, sounds good. So it'd be. So if Kayla, are you staying back?
I don't know, Son, do you want me to stay back?
Or go with?
Well, seeing as the last thing he said before we went to bed was, "I'm gonna kill somebody," I could see this getting quite hairy. I will leave the choice up to you, but I would appreciate the spare hands if we need them.
Okay, I will head with them.
Okay, sounds good. So she has 6, and you're putting 2 additional on it, so that's going to be 8 total. Okay. Wait, how does that work out? So yeah, okay. So
Oh yeah.
that's how that would work out, I think. I don't think that makes any sense. Nope. Whatever. Okay, so there's going to be 8 people working on it today. All right. Perfect. All right. So it's the morning of Rilo, your data pad starts beeping at you at around 5:30 in the morning.
I'll get up and start preparing my stuff to head out.
Okay. The ship is dark. There's extremely low lights throughout like the hallways and everything like that. Um, and you sort of gather your gear. Is everybody else sort of going to also wake up around the same time?
Yeah,
Yes.
actually, I would have been up for like an hour drinking coffee and reading the space news.
Gotcha. So,
God damn it.
Rilo, you wake up. You touch the pad next to your door, and it slides open, and it lets you into the common room of your guys' like living quarters. And sitting there on a couch with with his data pad sort of held out in front of him is your dad sipping a cup of coffee.
All right, I'll let him know. Hey, since we're waiting for the ship to be taken, I kind of took a job.
Oh, well, I'm glad you're finding a way to advance your career opportunities in this wide galaxy.
Yeah, I gotta go meet the employer, and yeah, it's kind of a sketchy job.
I mean, you're not selling pictures of your toes on the space web, are you?
Space Web.
No comment.
Well, I mean, at least you're out looking for a job. There are plenty of parents who wish their kids would do that.
Well, here's the thing. Might need some backup for said job.
Well, I can come with you. I've hired a few extra crew members for the day, so come with, help my boy out on his first day. Maybe get in a good word, see if I can get you a raise.
I already regret this. I'll go tell Boy and I forget Kayla's character's name.
No, I'm just gonna
Sin.
strut on through and say, "Oh shit, I've got to get off this ship.
Oh, hey, you want to go help me kill someone?
Anything to get off the ship."
Sweet.
Eva, you fucking shit!
I didn't do it.
What did you do?
She dropped my ice cream down the stairs.
Ooh.
Hurry up, go pick it up. Don't let the dog eat off it.
It's a lot funnier, like over the internet and so far away from Kayla's wrath.
Fuck you.
so funny.
She's got a bunch of living vacuum cleaners. It'll be fine.
Dogs, gotcha.
Yeah.
San, this is the sort of the second time that you've heard Rilo mention that he's gonna go kill somebody.
Yeah, I'm not going to tell him that I'm going to, try
Kind
and-
of the only gainful employment on this little planet. Seems to be nefarious.
Well, I mean, in my brain, I look at it as, eventually I'm going to have to tell him how I used to be, so maybe I can help guide him in the right direction, so he's not doing it for evil.
I'm doing it for evil.
Very clearly black clothes, black eye makeup, emo hair, clearly doing it for evil.
I want to know what it's like to see the light leave someone's eyes.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not going to tell him that I'm here to try and...
Oh, that was in my head. I didn't actually.
Yeah.
Oh damn.
I guess I'll also find Boy and see if he wants to come along too.
Yeah, I'll go.
You're all done with pretzels. I don't know.
And then before we actually head out, I am going to cast Battle Precognition, which just makes my AC 13 plus my Dexterity modifier, and it lasts 8 hours.
Okay. Sounds good. So yeah, you guys sort of get gear.
I'm
ready to
sorry,
go.
Jack. One last thing. I wasn't sure because we got those heavy shield generators. That doesn't count as armor, does it?
I don't think so. I think it's like
Because-
a
Sorry,
only reason-
usable item
no-
for it.
The only reason I'm asking is because battle precognition doesn't work if I'm wearing armor. Does a shield generator count as armor?
No, it's a shield
Okay. Good to know.
generator. Yeah, okay. So you guys are sort of prepped and ready to go. Yeah, she may not be waking up. That's fine. All right. So you guys go ahead and head over to the little taxi area, and one sort of that. Right now it is dark out, as dark as it can get on Fernet. There are like general glow of lights from like nightlife coming from sort of the inner city, but you guys are way out on the sticks, so you have street lights that are sort of like flickering on and off every once in a while. There's, maybe there's like a guy sitting over on a corner, like wrapped up in some blankets, a homeless guy. And there's just nobody's really out. You might see like one car drive by or one truck drive by, but there's just really nobody out right now. And so you get up to the little taxi system, which is, I don't know if I ever really sort of described this, but it's like a little kiosk, and you just sort of hit a button. It has like one button, you push it, and from the taxi storage place or something. Yesterday was fairly easy. They were lined up and they were automatically moving up, so people could just jump on because that was sort of the busy time. But you push this button, and this hover taxi, it takes a few minutes, comes around the corner, and sort of sets down in front of you. You guys jump in, and where to?
Hey Jack,
Yeah.
this person wanted to meet at like a market, right?
They just said head towards the east part of the city, and they'll send you the location once you get a little bit closer.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll just type in towards the east part of the city, like
Yeah, and you can
Uh,
do
the most like populated area.
yeah,
that-
and so
that
you
part
can
of the-
sort of do like it's sort of like a Google Maps on there, so you can sort of like zoom in and out, and then you just sort of get it over a general range. There's also like areas that you can select, so you can say
If there's like a market area in that town or that part of the city, that's where I want to go.
okay, yeah. So yeah, you punch in this market. Unlikely that there's going to be any stores that are open at this time, but yeah, and it says Eastern Market.
So
10
people aren't really up
credits.
at this time.
So
Not really, no.
do we
Okay.
not get the digital cabbie?
That goes against the plan I was gonna have. Oh well.
Okay. I mean, understand it's about 6 o'clock in the morning, or it's going to be 6 o'clock in the morning.
No. I get it. It was
Yeah.
more I wanted these guys to kind of disperse if there was like a market going on, just
Okay.
because I'm not sure if me coming with people is gonna scare this person. Because I'm assuming this was supposed to be kind of a one-on-one meeting.
Well, you never know.
Find out.
Always can find out. No, the digital cabbie guy is not there. This seems to be an older model that hasn't gotten retrofitted yet with the digital cabbie. But yeah, so you punch this in, and it says 10 credits.
I'll pay it.
Okay. Bing bong. So pop 10 credits off, and it sort of lifts up a little bit. The doors, you get like this little holographic translucent bubble that like pops over the cab, and it sort of takes off, like making a little like a Jetson noise as it begins to hover through the city. And this taxi cab stays on like main roads for the most part, and you can see most of the shops are closed down. There's some like nightclubs that are still open that might look like they're headed towards being shut down. A few of them are letting out crowds and everything. You see like people stumbling out and typing into their data pads and getting those getting these automated taxis pop up, but that's not until you get like further into the city. And so you make your way through, and Rilo, your data pad after a certain amount of time pings with the name. Where was it? Okay, it's gone. It's fine. There it is. Never mind. Do this one. Where was it? I can't remember what it's called now. We'll just go with Elysium Resort and Spa.
All right. Can I change? Is it going to be within walking distance of where we're at, or can I change the taxi?
It seemed like it was pretty close to where you were headed, so might be a
Okay.
place that gets a lot of business. So, yeah, so the taxi sort of lands, and you guys sort of hop out. You see on your data pad, it's got this arrow with the Elysium Resort and Spa down at the bottom, and as you're like rotating your data pad, it's also rotating this little arrow, and you guys begin following it. I'm just going to sort of walk you guys up to the meeting. If you guys want to do anything before you get there, just stop me, interrupt me, that's fine. But I'm just going to basically sort of describe where you're going, unless you guys want to do something else.
I was going to say the only thing that I will be doing as we're going is checking out the apparent status level of the area. Like as you're wandering around looking for, hey, is this generally like when it's not nightclub lit up?
Mhm.
Is this generally a shady area? Is it relatively nice during the day?
Okay. Yeah, roll me in. Let's go with a insight check. I think if they have those. Investigation check is what we'll
Damn
do.
it, I liked insight better.
We'll do investigation.
Of course you will.
You're not figuring out if a building's lying to you right now.
No, I probably don't want to roll digitally. Let me grab my damn dice.
Yeah, go get your dice. Everybody go get your physical dice.
I don't have any.
Oh, bummer.
The
I
ones
thought you
I
found a
found,
whole bunch.
they were all
16 plus
D10s.
1, 16.
Mm.
Oh, I did. Here's the one that I like. The other ones were rolling 2 when I tried.
No, Josh.
Oh,
They were all D10s.
and I don't know what I did with the rest of those 20s. They're around here somewhere. Either way, 16.
Better get my dice out.
Well, if Roll20's dice
Oh,
isn't
yeah.
failing me, I'll just switch to my app.
There you go. All right,
I'm
so.
getting pretty.
Oh, that was you, Kayla? Okay.
Do what?
Oh, I got a nat 1. 19.
Ooh, keep up to that one.
11. Oop. Off the desk. 15. Nat 20.
Get those out
11.
of the way, please.
These are all rolling above 10 except for that first one. Yep, there's a 4. 10, 15, 16, 5, 2, 18, 2. Yeah, pretty good. Casey, did you ever get your dice? Is he getting his dice?
Oh, yeah, I grabbed mine. I got a 16.
Oh, 16. Oh, okay. Okay, so yeah, looking around, the place that you've sort of landed seems like it's at one point it might have been sort of filled with like detritus, and it was really run down. Like you can see sort of like old billboards that haven't been kept up, but the buildings here look well renovated, and pretty high end. Like you can see there's security locks on all the doors. Like there's keypads on all the doors to all like in the apartment buildings. Most of the shops have. Most of the shops don't have like those roll down cages that go in front.
So
you
it's
can.
classy security, not ghetto security.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. So.
Because you know exactly what I mean when I say that.
Yes, of course I do. Where do you think I lived? But yeah, so there's very clearly like you can see like there's a police hovercraft that goes by at one point. No sirens or anything like that. It's just sort of rolling by. Doesn't really even pay you guys much mind. And as you guys are sort of walking through this neighborhood, you get off of this main road and cut down one of the side paths. Follow the thing to one of the buildings that has some lights on it, just to sort of like spotlight shooting up at it. But lights on the inside of this very large and massive resort are mostly off. There is a pretty grand golden arch they have these pearly gates essentially that are sort of opened. It doesn't look like they actually close. They're mostly ornamental. And it says Elysium over the top of this archway. And you guys begin to walk in. There is a very large reception desk off to the right hand side, and then off to the left there's like this massive lounge area. There's a huge water fountain in the middle. There's all these very plush chairs and couches over there. A very beautifully decorated a very beautiful rug, like space rug, whatever.
Hey, Jack,
Yeah,
I'm gonna crack a glow rod that I have in my inventory.
Oh, okay.
That'll create a beam of light illuminating 20 feet.
Okay. All the lights
Kinda
are
just,
on, just FYI.
Oh, I thought you said they were off.
Like the rooms. That
Okay.
like so if you're
Fair
looking
enough.
at the windows and everything of the rooms, those are all off. I apologize.
Oh,
Yeah, that was a little
okay.
confusing going into that.
Then I will not do that.
Okay. All right. I was like, to what end? But yeah.
I
So,
thought we were going into a completely pitch black building.
no, I'm sorry. So the reception area, this large area, all the lights are on. There's this beautiful, like, crystalline chandelier that's floating. It's not hanging, it's floating up above sort of the lounge area. You can see there's elevators off to the right. There seems to be even more to this lounge area or this reception area further down, like this broad hallway. But just to the right is this desk, and there is a single individual standing behind the desk. Looks like they are very, very bored. But in the lounge area, there is a single person sitting down, and there are a couple of other people that are sitting a little bit away from them, but you can very clearly tell that they are all together. All in total, there are 3 people that you can see. And there is this one person that sort of, as you walk in, she sees your group, and she gives a little bit of a wave to you.
I'll give her a little head nod and start heading over there.
Okay. Does everybody else follow, or are you guys going to hang back? What was the plan there?
I honestly would kind of pull the same thing, because one person is sitting so low, and then there's a group at the other table, right?
So there's one person sitting in like this big, comfortable armchair, and then at a couple different sort of like circles of chairs around like coffee tables, there's 2 other people that are sitting sort of in the same coffee table area, but they're sitting in a different coffee table area than the individual is.
Then I will kind of do the same thing.
Okay.
Sit as close as I can without being intrusive.
Okay. Yeah, sure.
And then keep an eye on them for anything snazzy.
And you see, when you look at these, roll me a insight check on these 2 people sitting, since you're sort of clocking them.
Give me a second.
Do you want me to roll for you real quick?
Yeah, if you could. I'm downstairs making another sandwich.
19.
Ooh.
Okay. Plus whatever will work. You realize
Plus
that
1.
one of these sort of like bodyguards, for lack of a better term, is a humanoid. They have a black cap over, but they are very like barrel-chested, large. They look too big to be sitting in this chair. and their skin is actually like this dark gray crackled sort of skin. They're not looking at you, but you can see like their skin is like this dark hardened, like crackly, almost like rocks skin. But that's all you can see from like the neck up. And then they have like sort of like a fedora on. And then there is the other individual is actually not a humanoid at all. It's actually a droid, but it is also dressed similarly in like these. They each have like these black suits on. But this is a combat droid that also is wearing a little fedora as well. And they sort of have their backs to the person, to the individual sitting. But they are very clearly listening and not reading whatever their data pads are showing. So,
Okay. With that information, I'm still gonna sit down, casually with the group. I'm gonna kind of give the other two at the table with me a light little nudge and just kind of nose them in the right direction so they can keep an eye out. And I'm not going to like go for a draw or anything, but I'm going to be ready if the need arises.
okay, so we'll say if combat starts for whatever reason, you have a readied action to do what?
I would say draw and shoot.
Okay, who do you want to be shooting at, just so we can have this laid out?
Honestly, I think my instant reaction would be to pick out the droid.
Okay, gotcha. Just so we have it out there. Okay. Rilo, you watch your dad take Zen and Boy over to sort of an off table, not too far away, where there are some like little cookies and stuff on there. And you sit down. Where do you sit? There's 4 chairs, 4 big poofy armchairs around like a low coffee table. There's somebody sitting in one of them. Would you sit next to them, across from them? What?
I'd sit right next to him so we can keep our voices low.
Okay. And as you sit down, you look at this individual, and they are a female. They've got like sort of a light green skin. They have just look like sort of regular, same eyes as you, human eyes. And they are wearing sort of a hooded cloak that is a brilliant purple. And they have a data pad out that they're sort of scrolling through, sort of almost like nonchalantly, like just casually browsing something, like they're surfing the internet or something like that. But as you come and you sit down, she sets the data pad down and she says, "Well, good morning.
Good morning to you.
My name is Braca. What would your name be?"
For right now, you can call me Rilo.
Rilo. Okay, well, perfect. So we had. I'm sorry, did you want something to drink or anything like that? And she begins to gesture to the person at the counter, just sort of trying to wave and get their attention.
I'll wave him off and be like, I'm good for right now.
Oh, okay. You look up and realize the person at the counter has not noticed any of this. They're really, really bored. So she says, "Okay, perfect. So down to business then, I guess. I have somebody that I need removed."
I'm quite capable of doing such a thing.
Perfect. Now I noticed on Kill Confirm that you were a newer account. You don't have any reviews or past jobs. Is this your entry into this line of work, or have you done things like this before? I'm curious.
I'll say everybody has to start somewhere. And kind of with not threatening, but in an intimidating manner to show my prowess. Wanted if I can make an intimidation check to be like, I'm perfectly capable for this line of work.
What are you going to do to show her, I guess?
I can, if it's possible, I'm fairly good on the psychic level. Can I like kind of not to like cast a spell or anything, but kind of glow out in psychic energy
Okay. Okay, yeah.
type?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so I sort of get what you're that's sort of what I was
Like I'm not
thinking you might
threatening.
do.
I just want to show
Right, yeah, yeah,
this
yeah.
isn't a weak 16-year-old who's walking up to her saying, "I want to kill somebody."
I gotcha. Go ahead and roll me an intimidation check.
All right, that is gonna be +7. God, I hope this works. Did it roll?
I believe so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I see an 11.
Ah, motherfucker.
Okay. So
And
she
that's with a fucking +7.
sort of. I know. I saw that. I was like, well, he didn't add his. But, oh
God,
yeah,
I
he
hate
did.
this freaking. I'm not using this roller
Do you want to
anymore.
re-roll on a physical dice or your
Well, I don't
app?
have physical dice, but I'm gonna
Just
do it on
use.
the app.
Do you have 2 d10s?
I do, but I feel like that's
I don't know. Roll it. Let's see what happens.
more unlikely because in order to get that 20, I'd have to roll 2 d10s.
You don't have to do that. Then you can just use your app if you want to. I feel like
19.
19. Okay. All right. So you see a very like almost imperceptible raising of her eyebrows, and she goes, huh, "Well, that assuages some of my concerns for sure." And you can tell she can like sort of feel this energy coming off of you. Like you sort of raised your heckles a little bit, and so she could sort of sense that coming off of you. And she goes, "Okay, perfect. So I guess I could actually tell you my real name then. My name is Freya. I work with a group called the Bramblers, and we are. Well, you don't need to know that right now, but having this individual eliminated um, would be a great boon to us. Um, I did have one more thing that I wanted to add on here. He does have a data shard on him, um, the contents of which are quite important to me. If you were able to also recover that, I could throw on another, let's say, 5,000.
Is this something he normally keeps on his person?
I don't know. If he was as intelligent as I expect him to be, he would either have it somewhere safe, not necessarily on him.
All right, I guess the next big question is who's the target?
Well, his name is Draco, and he works with a local group called the Oxodals.
Oh, I've actually had run-in with that said group.
Have you? I'm sure pleasant only.
Lucky for you, not quite.
Well, lucky for me. Now, I guess the last thing I have to ask you is yes or no?
Oh, once you brought up Oxodals, this is definitely a yes. However, in the kindness of some of my other compatriots that we've met here, this isn't leading towards some sort of gang war, is it?
No, no. The Bramblers, we're not local. I'll say that.
Good to know, because as much as this line of work is, we would like to keep a low profile.
I can completely understand that. A lot of people don't prefer using their true name, Rilo. So if you did have a, let's call it a code name, we could always go by that if you'd prefer.
God, Jack, you put me on the spot now. Now I've got to think of a cool code name.
I'm surprised you didn't have one already.
I don't know. I'm high on NyQuil.
Daddy's boy.
I will kill you.
Daddy's NyQuil.
Honestly, the whole time this is going over, I kind of side eye over there and like, I bet she's trying to seduce my boy.
Oh my god.
Keep away from my baby boy.
Do we have a group name yet?
Not really. You have the ship name, which is Centurion Egret, or Century Egret.
For right now, you can just refer to me as Dark Knight.
The fuck out of here.
Okay, hang on. She starts laughing.
I'll thank Anthony for that.
And she says,
Jeez.
she
Oh, fuck.
okay. Well,
Justice for Gotham.
yes, of course, Dark Knight. I tell you what, you can take some time to think about it if you would like, but it does help your, just to have an individual name. It doesn't hurt to have sort of a pseudonym. So if you want to think about it, just a suggestion.
After coming up with that, Darth Dopey comes to mind.
Darth Dopey. Oh, that's goofy. Give in to the dark side, Mickey.
That's great.
No, I can't, Goofy. You were my brother. I loved you. Well, I hate you. Anyway, yeah, go ahead.
That's all I'll ask. Do you have last known location?
Yes, he was. Last we heard, he was over in the southern side, just sort of at his headquarters over there. The exact location of his headquarters I could upload to your datapad, but I will only do so after you've accepted the mission in the Kill Confirmed app, if you don't mind. Just so we have everything on the record.
I'll open it up and accept, and I'm assuming it's going to have a picture of the target too.
Would she have a picture of the target? Yes, she would.
Also,
yes.
Is his father going to hear about this?
Is your dad?
No, I said, is his father going to hear about this, Draco?
Is whose father going to hear about this? I'm sorry. Wait.
My father will hear about
okay, I got it. Sorry. Sorry. Yeah, I'm gonna change his name.
That's
that
okay.
was stupid.
I'll probably change the Dark Knight thing too.
No, keep it.
I knew there was a reason you wore your darkest cloak.
Perch on top of buildings.
So yeah, you see this this sort of almost like a frog-faced, sort of like a cross between like a frog and a lizard-faced humanoid with these big, like bulbous black eyes, a very wide mouth, and there's like two antennae. They're coming out of like the side of his head. There's a couple on each side that are sort of like very long and skinny, but it only does have like a neck up picture, so you can't really get like the full. You can tell he's humanoid, but you don't have like a full view of him. So yeah, that does pop up, and you see like a little mascot on the Kill Confirmed. It's like the Fallout Pit Boy guy. It's kind of like that, and he's like, "All right." And it says that when it pops up, like it very audibly says that. So anyways, yeah, so she looks over at you and any more questions for me?
No, I guess there's work to be done.
All right. Well, and she sort of brushes off her robe, and stands up, and you realize she's like 6 feet tall. She's not a short woman. She's rather thin, but she's not like a very short woman. As soon as she stands up, at the exact same time, these other two guys, this droid and this giant rock guy, stand up, and she says, "Well, I hope to hear from you soon. There is a 7-day time limit on this task that has started now. So, best of luck to you."
Be sure to keep in touch.
And she walks away with her two henchmen following her.
All I could think of in the back of my mind was, don't look at her when she stands up and say uppies. Don't say uppies.
Mommy, sorry. Mommy, sorry. Mommy, sorry. All right, I'll get up and as I'm walking on, just let out a deep breath because that was kind of nerve-wracking for Rilo.
Yeah, this is sort of like your first foray into the assassination world. How is Rilo feeling?
Happy. It's
Yeah.
like, yeah, I got a job. It's with the fucking oxodals. I hate them. So I'll go back to the group and relay the message. Everything. All the data, names, assignments, or name association with the oxodals. And that we need to look for a data shard after we complete it.
Okay.
All right, so with the information he's relayed,
Mm-hmm.
my thought would be the ship's going to take another, 3 days, pretty much?
It's down to like 2 days with this extra person you've tossed on it, and you already finished one day of install, so everything's been pulled out. All the life support system's been pulled out essentially.
So what I'm thinking is, he has a name, a generalized location. I'm just gonna throw this at him. I'm just trying to give fatherly advice. That could also benefit the crew as a whole. You have a day and a half to 2 days of recon. We do it right before the ship gets moved
That sounds good to me.
to the
Some
safer
food
location. But I mean, I'm just throwing it out there.
Yeah, it's time is of the essence, and it's early enough in the day that I'm gonna go start the recon of this place.
Okay. Yeah, and so that's another thing that pops up in your little data pad. There is like the general location of the Oxodal gang's sort of territory. You can assume it is over all the way on the west side of the uh, of the what am I trying to say? Of the city. Southern side of the city. So it's pretty close to the docks. If you want to stop by the ship for whatever reason. This whole meeting took about like 5 minutes. So I guess my question is y'all's next task, or your next thing that you guys want to do is just go recon the Oxodal's location and see what's going on over there, correct?
Sure.
Actually, I do want to stop by the dock because I want to kind of get information on this guy from God, I really need to write her name down.
Yanta?
Yeah, Yanta.
Okay.
I also don't want to start gang wars for her.
Gotcha.
So I want to do
That-
this. Get as much information as I can.
Mm-hmm.
That's
So-
kind of why I was thinking get a couple days of recon, and then right before the ship moves, even if we did end up screwing this up, we have a way to get out of it and to a place of relative safety, at least well secured.
Or she also knows the layout of the city better. If there's a place we can take him that's a lot more quieter.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to just start a frickin' assassination in the middle of a frickin' packed market. You know?
Yeah, sure.
So
Okay, so main goal here is to head back to the docks and talk to Yanta.
Correct.
All right. So you guys do have a little bit of time in between, like from traveling from the hotel, or sorry, the resort, to the docks, and then you have about an hour until you have about half an hour before they show up. But they begin showing up. The sun has sort of already risen by the time you guys get back to the docks. It's just starting to crest over. You do see that there's starting to be life inside the docks, and Yanta is in there. There's like this, basically, you guys are set outside, and there's this giant hangar in front of you guys, and there are it's basically a giant mechanic shop. So there's tools all along the walls. There's a little office that's sort of walled off from the rest of the shop, and the hangar lights are now on, as all the other ones are. Um, and the office lights are also on as well. So if you guys wanted to go up and see what was going on in there, you could.
Yeah, I'll start heading to the office to see if I can find Yanta.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you walk up to the door. It's unlocked, so you sort of let yourself in. Is everybody else sort of following along here, or want to do other things?
Um, honestly, I'm going to go see what I can lend a hand with at the ship. I figured when it comes to information from here, he doesn't really need me.
Hey, what's up, little one? Hi.
Don't you need to order your ship papers, Casey?
One more time?
Don't you need to order your ship papers, like the registration?
Oh, shit, yeah, I need to go through that. Oh, no, I think we talked about that when we brought back your drones and whatnot. We ended up talking through a little bit. Because I know I took out the cash for all that.
Give that right. It's a ratchet. Okay. Okay, so no.
I guess I do need to check on those and see how long that's going to be.
Okay. Yeah, if you guys want to, are you guys okay? All right. All right, Abba. Abba. Okay. So yeah, if you want to go with him, you absolutely can. So Riley, you go in, and there is. It looks basic, like any mechanic shop that you've ever been into. They have like, like safety posters all over the walls, and like there's a counter with like phones and stuff like that, and like little computers and everything sitting in there. But these are future computers, so they're just holograms and keyboards. Ooh, future. And when you walk in, there's like a little alarm that goes off that's just like somebody's coming in, and you see Yanta walk in from the back of the office with like a cup of coffee in her hand, and she goes, "Oh, hey, how's it going?"
Are we by ourselves, or are we in like a full-on shop where other people can hear us?
There's nobody else in there right now. It looks like she's just sort of getting things opened up right now.
I'll start walking up to her and be like, since we're here killing time while our ship's being repaired, kind of need to pull your ear about a job I took.
Oh, yeah, like a mechanic's job or what?
Not quite. Out of respect for you, kind of want to get some information to keep this low profile so it doesn't cause trouble for you.
Oh, interesting. This one happened to have anything to do with the friends of yours you made the other day?
Not particularly.
Only exceptionally.
Well, not that specific individual,
Mm-hmm.
but
Okay.
he is associated with that group. And
Uh-huh.
it's more, I'm trying to get some information to where we can do this without causing you guys too much trouble as far as the gangs here.
Okay, well, any business that happens, as long as it happens off of the docks and my name's not involved, I mean, you shouldn't have any problems.
Well, I was also hoping, since you know the layout of the city pretty well and the comings and goings, if you can give me any information and I'm willing to pay for it about this individual. And I'll pull up a data pad that has his information, Draco's information.
Oh, you're going after this guy, huh?
Could be. The less you know, probably the better for you.
Okay, well, I can infer if you have this and you're asking about him, you're gonna do something to him.
As I said, the less you know is probably the better for you.
Okay, kid. Listen, what do you want to know about this guy?
General, where he hangs out,
Mhm.
how guarded he is, I should say.
Well, I'll give you this. He's one of the highest-ranking members of the Oxalotl gang. He's not top dog or anything, but he's definitely a high-class lieutenant or a high-ranking lieutenant.
Do you happen to know any quieter places he hangs out with or hangs out in?
Well, to be honest with you, I don't really keep track of anybody too much. I know he does visit a couple of nightclubs every once in a while, but most of them do over on the south side. There's one called the Wharf, which is, you know, kind of that's more of a loud music, flashing lights, kind of dark, edgy sort of a thing. Um, and then there's the Plug, which is that's a lot more relaxed atmosphere. You know, you go in there and it's red carpets and comfy chairs and low lights, you know, and they do like some shows and everything there every once in a while. So yeah.
Well, that's good to know.
I'm just gonna kind of lean in on that one and be like, any major vices?
I mean, not that I know of. I mean,
Drug addiction, underage sex trade, things like that. Things that can be exploited.
well, I mean, he likes to kidnap people and sell them for money. So there's that. That's something I'm not a huge fan of, but you guys kind of already know that bit of information. I know he talks to a guy that's sort of associated with some drug running that probably isn't on the it's not on the up and up with the rest of the gang. Um, it's sort of like a little bit of a side business. Now, the boss of the Oxalotls, he's not opposed to anybody having side business as long as it doesn't interfere. It's more of a if I don't see it, it's not happening kind of a thing. But if it causes issues within the gang, then yeah, he's usually going to bring the hammer down pretty quick. So I know he's got a little side business moving Kubla Kane.
Do you happen to know who he deals to? I'm guessing he's the supplier.
He's one of the suppliers. Yeah, he sends it out to he passes it off to one of his subordinates. That guy I don't think I have a name for, but I do know that guy definitely has some vices. He's in a lot of shadier parts of town usually, talking to even some, yeah, I mean, even for a gang member, it's scumming people, you know. So I don't know his name, but I can tell you what he looks like because he's got 3 arms. He's about 7 feet tall, 2 arms on his left side, 1 arm on his right, and he's got this really bright blue skin. And that's going to be Draco's connect. You know, he's the one who he deals with in terms of distributing the Kubla Kane.
All right. Well, that should be a good start from me, and I'll hand her 5 credits.
Kid, keep your pocket change. That's all right.
I don't know how much you charge for information. Jeez.
Listen, I'm not a huge fan of those guys, but they are part of the group that keeps the balance. I'll tell you that much. But
Well,
I
to
tell
be
you
fair,
what,
we're only going
40
after
would
the one.
probably be better.
What's that? I'm sorry.
40 would probably be better.
All right, I'll hand her 40.
Okay.
Well,
I thought that
as
was
I
all you
said,
had.
oh, I got.
How much?
Nope, 40 sounds good. Thank you.
All right.
And as I said, I don't want to cause you any trouble. It's just this individual we're going after, not the whole gang.
Well, I figured as much. You know, usually they're not too keen on one of their guys getting snuffed out. So, just giving you a heads up. All right.
That's all the business I have with her. If
Yeah, I was gonna say I was gonna ask about the paperwork that we had talked about.
Oh, yeah, okay. You wanted to get, like, legit documents for this?
Yeah, remember we talked about it whenever we brought the parts back.
Yeah, yesterday. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yesterday feels like it might have been a couple weeks ago.
Well, the days can run long, especially if you're raising a kid. You know, I got about 3 of them myself. 3, 4? I don't know. They're running around here somewhere anyway. And you hear like a through like the air vent. Probably Kyle. Okay. Yeah. So here, tell you what, and why don't you guys go ahead and come on back here real quick? And she lifts up the section of the countertop and sort of invites you guys back. And she leads you into her back office where you can see it's like it's really nice, but it's not like pretentious nice. It's got a pretty decent like just solid metal desk, pretty decent like sitting arrangement and water cooler, blah, blah, whatever. She sits down, she leans over, and she pulls a drawer. I don't know if you guys could hear that, but that was some good Foley work. And then you hear something click, and she pulls out a few papers, and she closes the drawer back. And you can see these are like pre-filled registration forms, essentially, that have everything filled out that would need to be filled out for her to certify that this is a legit vehicle that's re-upping its registration. And she says, okay, yeah, just what was the name of your ship?
The Century Egret.
Centurion or Century?
Century.
Century, okay, Century Egret. The fuck's an egret?
It's a bird from a long, long planet in a galaxy far, far away.
About a century ago?
Something like that.
Alright. Okay. Not used. Okay, well, I guess it was purchase used, but doesn't have the used condition on it. It looks pretty nice. Alright, serial number, and you give her all the ship information. She fills it out. Alright. So I just need a signature from you and your co-pilot, if you want to get that. Otherwise, you can just be the sole owner of the vessel.
Can are droids sentient?
You can have a droid as an owner of the ship if you want to. It's a little unconventional, I believe, but so is the rest of the galaxy.
I mean, if I'm not around to fly it, then Boy would be around to fly it. So.
Well, it's not a matter of who's piloting it. It's a matter of like who's going to be responsible for, you know, paying the docking fees, registration fees. If there's an issue with it, who do they need to contact? That's what's gonna.
Well,
that's what all this is for.
Just leave it on me then.
Okay, yeah. You fill out the paperwork. She pulls out this little stamp, just punches it, and she says, right, well, okay, I'll get this sorted for you. If you want me to go ahead with that, it's going to be about 250 creds, and we'll get that squared away. How's that sound?
Yep.
Okay, cool. And she goes ahead and taps something into her computer, folds it up, runs it through a little scanner. You get a copy of it, and she keeps a copy herself to be sent off to Central. And like the central ship system, which is what I'm calling it. Central Ship System, CSS. Okay, better write that down. Cool. Anyways, okay. And she says, "All right, so you're all officially registered. That's legally your ship now. Um, it had a bunch of stuff. It was out of its registration, so not a big deal. But yeah, you should all be good to go.
Fantastic. I do appreciate.
Yeah, no problem. I can show you guys out unless there was anything else you guys need.
I'm good.
Boy hasn't brought up anything he needed to talk or bring up. So I think we're situated.
Your mic needs to go down.
Oh, yeah, that'll help.
There you go.
Yeah, I think we're situated.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. Well, pleasure doing business as always. And I guess I'll keep working on the ship. Hey, is Zin gonna be around?
Possibly.
Jack, I'm gonna run to the bathroom real quick.
Okay, that's fine.
If you need her around, I'm sure we can spare for the day.
Well, I mean, she was just such a huge help, yesterday, moving stuff, getting stuff where it needed to be and such. So I just really appreciated having her around. So, okay. I guess what I can do is get going here. If you guys want to, I can always talk to you later. All right. And she gets up and shows you the door and sort of walks you guys out of the office, and you guys are sort of free. It's probably about 8 o'clock at this point, 8 in the morning. You guys do have a location of the general area of the Oxodal gang, and you also have Frey gave you a where she believes that the headquarters of the Oxodals is.
All right. Well,
I'm back.
I was gonna say the one in charge of that just got back, so
Good. Okay.
What I miss?
What are you guys doing next?
Well, I guess
we can. So we're doing is recon for now.
meet up with the rest of the guys or the rest of the group and see if they want to come. I'm gonna start heading over to the southwest side of the city. Is what you said?
Yeah, about southwest side.
And I don't know. As far as like the plan how to go after this guy. Do you want to try to make like a drug deal with him? And I'm talking to my dad about this.
Well, generally, if he is as high up as they say, then it won't be with him. You would need to.
Well, I mean, find a way to get to that 3-armed blue skin dude. And I'm sure he has a connection with them.
Yeah,
I highly doubt we're just gonna be able to stroll into his hideout or one of those bars and without making it too messy.
I think your best bet with that, because he's not going to deal with anything small time, you would need to bring up the idea that you're looking to run something for him, and obviously it's above the dealer's pay grade, so he would have to set up a meeting with his boss.
Or we could just follow the 3-armed guy and see if he meets up with him.
Yeah, that's possible too.
Well, I think that's what I'm gonna do. Let's go look for said
either
3-armed,
direction would
7 foot tall, bright blue skin dude.
Okay. So are you going to be just sort of looking around like the southwest portion of the city, just sort of blindly looking, or are we going to be asking some questions of people, or what's up? How are we wanting to go about this?
As of right now, I kind of want to just look for the blue skin dude to see if I could actually spot him, because I'm assuming this is their territory. I don't want to raise too much suspicion asking around for people.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I guess with that, let's go ahead and roll an investigation check. You guys can all roll this, and we will take the highest 2, and we'll see how we do. the average of the highest two. That's what we'll do.
14.
14,
13.
13,
18.
18. Am I missing?
Mine was 18 too.
Oh, so two 18s. Okay, so average of 18. Perfect. Okay. So you sort of head towards the I can flip it. You head towards the area of town that these guys are said to operate. So sort of you head towards like the southwest area of the town, walking around, sort of taking a look. With that 18 investigation, you're able to see a few drug deals going on, right? So you're not completely blind to like most of this is like
Street
an
level.
industrial style of a city area that you're in. So there's like large warehouses. There's like some apartments that look like kind of run down. It's not a very tourist centric location, which throughout the rest of the city you can see all these tourists are going through. There's like events happening all over the place. There's like just it looks like it's just sort of one giant party. But over in this section, it's where basically anybody who works in the city lives, and then there's like some businesses over here as well. But yeah, you can see these like street level deals going on, and you're able to sort of pinpoint like, okay, this guy is selling on this corner and then he heads over in this direction and then this guy heads in that same direction, da 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 da, and you're able to sort of figure out where the dealers, like the street level dealers, are operating out of, the trap house, I guess, if you want to call it, where they're operating out of, so where they go and pick stuff up. And I think that's what you'll be able to get with an 18. So you find yourself maybe not in front of, but you found this small 2-story building. It almost looks like it was a house at one point, and then it got retrofitted into a store or a shop, and then it got retrofitted back into living quarters, and then got retrofitted into like a mechanics workshop, and then got retrofitted into a nightclub. So you see like all of these like old faded signs all over the building. Some of them are like still like half lit up, even though it's daytime, of like these different business names or different location names. But as of right now, it looks like it's fairly well abandoned, except for those that are like going in and out of this building. Obviously, with that 18, they're dropping off money, picking up drugs.
But
Can
now,
my
oh, sorry.
can my little drone look around on the second floor through the windows if it has any?
Oh, yes, you can use your brand new drone. Yeah, there are windows up top there. Why don't you go ahead and roll me well, do you want to do this stealthily, or do you not care if they see?
Well, I'll do it stealthily.
Okay, roll me a stealth check. I don't know what your drone's stats are, but go ahead and roll me a stealth check with your drone stats.
One second, I have to look them up.
That's okay. Yeah, take your time. We're not doing anything or anything.
Hey, everybody, look in the sky. Is that an expensive drone?
It's like as loud as the Phantom or whatever.
No, it's got a full-on jet engine.
Yep. It's a fucking Harrier. What are the rest of you doing while this is sort of happening? Just so we can sort of get something
Well,
else going.
I want to bring an idea up to the rest of the group
Mm-hmm.
on how to get in to actually meet the target. If we can corner the 7-foot drug dealer we're looking for, approach him as a like henchman for the Oxodals,
Mm-hmm.
and well, I'm more bringing this up to the group
Oh yeah. Sorry.
and be like, hey, we found out that you guys are dealing on the side. If you want to live, you need to give up your boss and set up a meet, and then we can take him out at the meet.
You want us to?
As an,
Because
as an
technically they're not
underling.
supposed. Well, they're not supposed to be doing this, so we can get them away from the rest of the Oxodals. If we're like, look, we know what you guys are doing. Set up a meet with your boss because he's the one who's in trouble, not you.
You want us to intimidate a 7-foot tall blue person?
I got a +7, baby. What's up?
Well, it's more of underling intimidating underling. Um, in my brain, I like the idea, but I think if you're gonna do
Well,
that, you need
They don't
to
need it.
throw.
Well, they don't need to be intimidated by the 4 of us. That's why I said we come in as frickin' saying we're like third-party contractors for the Oxodals. They can't take on the whole fucking gang. I guarantee you, he's scared of the whole fucking gang.
No, that's true.
Be like, look, head honcho knows about this shit. If you don't want to end up in the ground, you need to give up your boss.
But it,
Not a terrible idea. It just depends on his level of loyalty to his boss.
I mean, we a scary group, dog.
Where are the dice?
He's got a few. He's got a few arms to spare. We can cut some off.
Dad, where are
we've
the
got an old dad, a
Uh,
16-year-old, a droid,
Mm-hmm.
and myself.
Mm-hmm.
wait, what you mean by old? I ain't that old.
And I'm the scariest 16-year-old you've ever seen.
That's not a high bar, man.
Tell that to my +7, baby.
I will. I have a plus infinity.
I mean, worst case scenario, fuck it. I mean, we can capture. I'm pretty sure both of us can, or all 4 of us can take him.
There's a good chance.
That is a valid point.
I mean, he's got 3 arms, but there's 4 of you.
Shit, I got a light sword that can get rid of some of them arms.
I got a 9.
Ooh.
9 on your stealth check.
Yeah.
Okie doke. Okay. So your little drone begins. Where do you keep your drones, by the way? Just out of curiosity, are they like in a compartment? Or are they just attached to you?
Well, that would be up to you. If I could have a compartment for them, I would.
Yeah, if you want one, I'll give you one. That's fine.
All right.
Okay.
Yeah. They're just sitting there.
There you go. So you have like this little compartment. You pop it open, and your little drone begins.
I like to imagine it comes out his butt.
He doesn't have a butt. That's the problem.
Where his butt would be.
Gotcha. So yeah, you set up this little drone, and it pops out of your butt compartment. There's like some screaming going on in my house, and I don't know if I need to respond to it. Probably not. Chelsea would have said something. Hopefully. Either way, so you guys see this little drone sort of pop off, and it's like hovering. It heads over towards this little building, and you see a oh, okay. You see this blaster shot. Actually, you see this like spark, and then this plume of smoke come out of one of the windows, and then you hear shouting from the inside.
Well, shit.
How far is the range on this drone?
Like 100 yards.
And you guys can have set up, let's say you could be down at the end of the street looking at this building. It's like a block long street, so you could, be peeking around the corner or something like that. You don't have to be standing in front of it.
I would recommend having it leave the opposite direction of us, losing them between the buildings, and then coming around the block to us.
Are they shooting at it?
You know what? I'll tell you what happened. Okay, 9 definitely didn't pass even their passive perception, so somebody pulled a rifle or pulled a blaster pistol out, and it exploded in their hand because they rolled a nat 1.
Oh.
So there's
Nice.
something. There might be some confusion and more concern than your little drone right now.
Well, hey, Jack.
Yes.
Just to say it, I'm casting a spell.
Okay. What spell are you casting?
Armor of Aboleth. It's just going to give me 5 temporary hit points, because
Okay, that's fine.
I'm doing this now while we're out of combat, so I don't have to waste a spell, because I'm pretty sure we're going to be entering combat pretty soon.
You might. Okay, so what would you guys like to do from here? Do you want to continue with the drone plan, trying to get in there? Are we busting in? What's sort of the idea here?
Well,
kind of know.
I'm going to relay that the guy just blew up his gun in his hand, and that it would be a good time to go in. And if
While they're
Well, that's
confused.
one person.
Yeah. Well, I mean, everyone's going to look towards him.
Alright, well, I guess I'm going to go up to try to sneak up to the building and see what I can see inside of one of the windows.
Okay. Before you do, I'll have you do a perception check.
Perception. What is my perception? Where is perception? Ooh, +4.
There you go.
Give me a second to actually roll it. Ooh, not good. That'd be a 6, sir.
6. I think even with your passive perception, you guys were staring at this building, you would still know that there were a couple guys outside.
Oh, yeah, I have a passive perception of 14. If that
Yeah,
helps.
yeah. So you would have seen there were a couple guys outside. One of them did run in, but that's all you see. So you're sneaking up to this building?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead and roll me a stealth check. Anybody else going with them or doing anything else?
I'm going to have my drone go to the opposite side of the building from us.
Okay. Okay, and
17 on the stealth.
17 on the stealth, okay. You do get it with advantage because they are distracted, so if you wanted to roll it again. Your drone, can you see through it, I'm presuming?
Nope.
Yes.
17 still the highest.
Cool.
I see and hear through it, and
Okay.
it has 60 feet of blind sight.
Gotcha, go ahead and roll me a blind sight, really?
Yes.
So it can
It's
see
not blind
through
sight.
walls and stuff?
Yep.
That's dope. Okay, give me a perception check. Yep. 17 on your stealth. You're able to get up to the building. You see there's this set of stairs, these concrete stairs that come down with handrails, concrete handrails. You know what I'm talking about? Coming out of a library or something. So you're able to get up behind one of those without the guy noticing you. What'd you get on your perception check? There,
An
Anthony.
18.
18?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you're able, with your blind sight, as you're like passing by this building doing like sort of this like sonar detection, you know that there's 3 people in the room that the sort of puff of smoke is coming out of. And then there's that one guy downstairs in the front door, and then there's another one running up the stairs. So you know that there's that many figures. You don't detect anybody else in there.
Okay.
And then looking in, you can see most of the other rooms. As you're like buzzing by, you can see those 3 people. One of them is like freaking out and like smacking his arm and like grabbing it, and the other one's like partly trying to help him and then partly trying to strangle him. So they're having difficulty deciding which to do. And then there is a 7 foot tall, 3-armed, blue-skinned individual who's just shouting at both of them. The rest of the rooms are empty. This is sort of divided into like 4 separate rooms there's 2 rooms on the top floor, 1 to the left, 1 to the right, and then there's 2 rooms on the bottom floor, 1 to the left, 1 to the right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I'll relay this as we are stealthing through.
Okay. Is anybody else going with Rilo as he's making his way?
I would have gone up with him, yes.
Okay, cool. So why don't you go ahead and roll me a stealth check as well?
Give me just a second. I had to drain the space vein.
I hate you for saying that
Oh.
and for making my ears have heard it.
Hey, Jack. Assuming Casey doesn't screw this up, with that 17, can I sneak up to the guy on the outside that was still on the outside?
I would like to kindly request that you guys give me just a minute to recover from space vein drain.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. I'm good.
18 plus 1, so 19.
So this guy is looking up, sort of like he's looking back through the doors that guy ran through. With your 17, you are able to sneak up on him. He does not know that you're there. If you want to get like within melee distance and everything like that,
Give
you
me a
can.
second to figure out exactly what I want to do.
Sure. I will give you. You're about 10, let's say about 15 feet away from him, and safely hidden.
Jack, just so you're aware, I'm gonna kind of hang back
Okay.
and watch the menagerie.
Okay, cool, gotcha. Is there anything you wanted to cast on these boys going up as they're sort of moving?
Let me see what I've got.
Okay,
When she's done, I know what I want to do.
perfect. Okay, wicked.
Nope.
Oh, okay, they're on their own.
Okay, so the guy who's distracted,
Uh-huh.
I'm going to cast Wound. Make a piercing gesture at a creature within range. Make a ranged force attack against the target. On a hit, the target takes 2d8 necrotic damage and must make a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, it is also poisoned until my next turn.
Okay, gotcha.
So I'm gonna
So yeah,
make
go ahead
an
and make
attack.
me an attack, and I'm going. Don't tell me the number yet, because I need to pull up his character sheet.
Well, it's okay. I got to do a bunch of math on it anyway.
Okay. I guess humanoid is. Well, you could be a cyborg.
Alright, 10 plus. Oh, it doesn't matter. Okay, it's dark, so dark is a +4 to it. That'd be a 19.
Yeah, okay, I told you not to tell me.
Oh, sorry.
Now I'm gonna get a CR11 character. Okay, Imperial Guard Champion. Let's see what
Fuck
his
you.
AC is. His AC is 18 anyway, so what'd you get?
19.
19? Yeah, there's nothing in here anyway.
He also has to save on a Constitution of 12.
Constitution saving throw of 12. Okay, let me see what we got here. Okay. I had actually I'd already picked out what I was gonna do. Here we go. Let's go with just this guy. Okay, so he gets +2 to his Constitution, and I rolled a 2, so he gets a 4. So how much damage is he taking?
So he is taking 11 points of necrotic damage,
Uh-huh.
plus he is poisoned.
Poison. Okay, and what is the poison condition?
I have no idea. Let me look it up because it doesn't tell me.
I'll look it
It
up
just says
for
he's
you.
po-
Don't worry.
It just says he's poisoned.
Poison. Enhanced item. Poison. Customization. Poison mastery. Cool. Condition. Apex. A condition. Poison. A poison creature has disadvantage on attack rolls and ability checks. Okay.
And I'm gonna say this is till my next turn.
Okay. Gotcha. We haven't entered initiative quite yet.
Or until the end of my next turn is what it
Gotcha.
says. Sorry.
Son, is there anything you would like to do as you see your son sort of like, what does this power look like as you're sort of blasting it forward?
Well, seeing as how it's necrotic, I mean, it's gonna be like a kind of like a black mist headed towards him.
Okay.
That's as it hits him, just starts draining his vitality.
Nice. Yeah, so he's still up, but he definitely looks completely, and you can see like his cheeks sort of like sallow out, almost as if he's like being mummy drained, you know what I'm saying, from the mummy. And he's just like, his eyes like sink in and his skin tightens. You can see like his muscles are like starting to like wither away and atrophy. And he just almost looks like kind of zombie-like, and he looks like he's in so much pain and very confused. San, is there anything you want to do?
Yes. Distance from me to said person.
15 feet. Oh, what was your stealth check? I didn't actually get a stealth check.
Oh, he got a 19.
Oh, okay, then yeah, you're fine.
Or 18, sorry. He got like one higher.
18 plus 1.
Either way, yeah, you got it. You're fine.
Okay.
Passive perception at 10, dumbass.
Oh, Oh shit, I don't have those anymore. How loud is an energy bow?
An energy bow, I think it's mostly just a hum.
So, like, with the chaos going on inside, they probably wouldn't hear the hum of a bow going through the back of this guy's throat.
I mean, they've probably heard the scream he just let out.
He hasn't quite yet.
Okay.
I'm gonna see if, because this is happening very quickly.
Like, choo-choo.
Yeah, this is happening
so,
like as a surprise round.
Yeah, so basically San saw you move and start to do this dark mist towards him, so he also is going to pull and fire as the mist is like hitting him.
Yeah, I mean, if it's quiet enough that I can get away with it, then yes.
I can't tell you that. I can only tell you, you know the situation about what's going on. I can tell you how loud the bow is going to be
in combat, no matter what.
Yeah, I was gonna say I would have
Rip the band-aid off.
Well, I would have knowledge of the bows, so that's why I was asking.
It's very quiet.
Okay, then yeah.
Yeah.
At that range, there's. Yeah.
Yeah, because to me, I mean, what's the point of a bow?
If it's gonna make a loud bang.
If it's gonna be as loud as a blaster rifle or a blaster pistol, just use one of those.
If I was gonna use something loud, then I would have just pulled out the hand cannon and watch his head collapse.
Yeah, there you go. So I mean, maybe it's like, I don't know. Maybe there's a reason for it, but in my universe, that's just quiet, dude. You might hear like a as it like charges up, but when you loose it.
Yeah, I'm gonna take my shot.
Okay.
Rolled a 17 plus 3 to hit, so dirty 20 to hit.
That's gonna, yeah. Your minimum damage will end this person's life. Where do you want to hit him, basically?
Like I said, I was going
Headshot.
for the fact that if he survived, I didn't want him to scream. I was going through the back of the throat.
That's right, you did mention that. So you pull this bow back, let loose, and he's like, he's not even screaming because like the air is coming out of his lungs with the rest of his like essence, and then you see him like begin to inhale, and this arrow just right out the back, stuck in him. What type of ammunition does your bow use? Is it arrows or is it like...
It says power cell.
Oh, it's a power cell. Okay, perfect. Okay, so yeah, basically, I think that might be like Chewbacca's bowcaster
That's kind of what I was thinking, but I wasn't sure. But it just says
that makes like a
power cell.
blasty
It is a
sound.
mighty weapon, so I'm not quite sure what.
I don't know. I'll look into that shit later. But basically, in my universe, they're going to be quiet, you know. So, yeah, you sort of pull it. Actually, if I may, I think your bow is a device that's strapped onto your forearm, and you hold it, and just grasp nothing and pull back, and with that motion, it sort of cocks this like phantom arrow, and it fires. I think that seems cool.
I'm not against it.
All right, you can obviously take that or not if you want to. Okay, so you have silenced this dude. He's done.
Father son high five.
Not the time. Appreciate the effort. I quickly going to drag this guy around the corner. That way, if somebody comes out, they don't see his corpse lying there.
Yeah, sure. There is no blood because your bow actually cauterized the wound as it came through. There's like a tiny dribble, but there's not like a streak of blood on the ground. But you're able to sort of pull him off to the side of the building in this like very narrow, like I'm talking like 3 foot wide, maybe 2 foot wide alleyway.
I was gonna say, is there like a trash bag I can throw on top of him?
There's a whole bunch of trash bags.
Got it.
Yeah, there's a dumpster. Yeah, so what do you guys want to do from here? The front door is open. It was left open as this dude ran through these like front double doors.
Well,
Inside.
now that he's immediately moved around, I'm gonna look over and be like, "All right, you did good."
Father son high five.
You know what? I'm gonna give him the kind of woo parental. I'm looking at you with the half high five.
Okay, as the sound of your hands clapping together resonates
Jesus.
throughout the... No, I'm just kidding.
Hey,
Anyway,
Jack,
Yeah.
if I go over to them, will I have to make a stealth check?
You can if you want to, but there's nobody that you can see actively looking around. You can hear shouts from above them, like in the room upstairs, but it doesn't look like anybody's poking their heads out right now.
Okay, then I'll go over to them.
Okay. All right. So
Seems
the four of you
like,
sort of meet up.
Seems like it's gonna be
Against
about
in front
time
of
for
the
us
building,
to
yeah.
move in.
Well, do you want to continue doing it stealthy?
It seemed to work out so far. I have nothing against that idea.
So we'll try to move in to the first floor stealthy.
Okay.
Anthony, are you with us?
Yeah.
I know you're drone. Okay, you're okay.
Anthony, I have a question.
Is there?
There are stairs here.
Uh-huh.
Can you get upstairs?
No, but my rockets can.
Okay. Everybody roll me a stealth check.
What's with 18s? It's the 3 in a row.
17.
Nobody's complaining.
19.
18, 8, wow, 18, 18, 18, 17, 19,
13.
13. Okay. I'm gonna basically, instead of all you guys having to re-roll it with advantage, I'm just gonna roll their perception check at disadvantage. Only one I can, I rolled all the good rolls out of this dice. There we go, that's a little better, but geez. So they got a 2 plus whatever, it doesn't matter. So what order are you guys going in?
At this point, with how it's gone and probably adrenaline, I think I'm probably gonna tuck through the door first.
Okay. Gotcha.
I'm ranged, so I'm gonna be towards the back.
I'll go in middle.
Okay, so back, and then boy,
I'll go in last.
last. Okay, gotcha. So Sans in, Rilo, boy, gotcha. Okay.
I'm also
Mhm.
also gonna ignite my light sword,
Light
whatever
sword,
they're called
okay.
in here.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so you've drawn your baton of energy. San, you push this door open. It does squeak a little bit. You stop, and then you push it at a speed that it won't squeak at and catch it. Right in front of you, there's basically just this hallway that goes the length of the building, with a staircase on the left going up to the second floor, and then there is a door at the very back, and you see a door to the right that very clearly goes into the room to the right, and there is another door sort of underneath, tucked underneath the staircase that goes to the left. You can hear, now that you guys are sort of inside, you can hear the words more clearly. There's somebody shouting about a drone that looked like it was looking at us, and he tried to fire. The gun went off. A couple of the other guys are like yelling at each other and yelling at him. And the fourth guy's up there as well. He's asking like what's going on and stuff like that, and everybody's yelling at him to shut up.
Okay. From what we've done and the fact that boys drone, there's nobody on the ground floor that we're aware of.
Correct.
Okay, then the head would be as quickly and quietly as possible. Ready my bow for a shot and head up the stairs.
Okay. So you guys head up the stairs. You're able to, with those stealth checks you had, you're able to make it up to this landing. It looks very similar, sort of this hallway, door off to the right, door off to the left, that you can sort of peek through. And there are, both of the doors are open. When you're coming up the stairs, the door off to your right is doesn't have anybody in it, but you can see into it, and there's tables that have just stacks of Kublai Kane on it. It doesn't look, just to give you a reference, it's not as much as the 2 crates that you were bringing. There's actually looks like there's not quite a lot left. There's probably like let's call it like a dozen bags left. And then there's the door, that's the door immediately to your right as you're coming up the stairway. And then the other door to the other room is at the opposite end of the hallway.
Well, we're not here for the drugs, so I could give a shit less about those. I'm down to keep moving towards the room that contained personnel. But that's going to be... Everybody good with that plan?
Yup.
Yep.
All right. Good. Okay, so you guys proceed down the hallway in sort of this line, and as you get closer, you make it about halfway down the hallway, and you see a guy standing in the doorway looking into the room.
Is he our guy? The guy we're looking for?
No, he's not.
So he's just water.
Yeah. He was
As
one
we're
of the
making our
guys
way
that was
behind him,
outside.
can I do something?
Yeah, sure.
I want to have my drone fly through the window
Okay.
in the room,
Okay, cool. Yes, I like that.
and then he's going to cast Minor Illusion and make a whole bunch of sparks fly out of the window. Just be as rambunctious as possible to try and draw away attention.
Okay, gotcha. So, looking through your drone, it crashes in through the window with all these sparks like flying out. These guys are like, "Ah!" And then they all pull up blasters. 3 of them pull up blasters. The other guy's like, "I fucking told you!" And they're all gonna take shots at your drone.
Okay. Its AC is 11.
Okay, only one is gonna hit. And what is their damager? Oh, where is it? No, that's not what I want. There it is. Okay. Yep, that's gonna hit. Oh, AC is 11?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, okay, only one of them hit. Okay. And it's going to be this little bad boy. How much HP does that thing have?
3.
Okay, they rolled a 3. And with their bonus, it definitely destroys it. So it comes through, and you see they all take shots, and all you see is like just static and a little. I'm gonna keep sort of the action going. I'm not going to tell you guys what you're doing, but I'll tell you what's going on. If at any point in time, starting, up to the drone explosion, you guys want to do something like make an attack or do anything, just let me know.
I
I was
say-
going to make one.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
you
going to
say-
do something too.
Okay, perfect. Then let's go ahead and do that. So the drone bursts through, and they all fire, and it gets hit. At this point, what would you guys like to do? We'll start with the person in the front, and then work our way back. So, San, what would you like to do?
Honestly, as soon as I heard the glass break and I noticed the guy in front of us kind of look that direction,
Yeah, he definitely. You
I heard-
saw him pull and fire and everything.
yeah, I already had my bow ready. I said it before I came upstairs.
You did.
Once again, back of the throat or back of the head.
Okay. Roll me an attack roll. Zin, what would you like to do? You're next in line.
1 second. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I
I'm
had to
shooting
walk back over
rockets.
Okay. Yeah, boy. Rilo,
here.
what do you want to do?
15 plus
15.
the energy bow, which is plus 3, so 18.
That'll hit. Go ahead and roll damage. And Rilo, what are you doing?
I'll cast shock at him.
Okay.
So let me make a. It's just an attack.
I did 4 to the back of his head with a bow.
4 damage.
Ooh.
Bird.
That would be a 20.
Yep, that hits.
Is that the weapon I blessed,
20.
Casey?
No, that
4.
I assumed you did it to my pistol because that's what I used in the first session.
Okay.
But this is the
24
energy bow
hits.
that I didn't pull at the time.
I'm going to pull out my katanas.
So he takes
Okay.
5 points of lightning damage.
Okay. So 9 damage total. He's still up, but he's not looking good. Katanas are out. You have enough movement to get to him and make an attack if you'd like to.
Okay, 1 second.
And then, boy, what would you like to do?
I'm going to cast homing rockets.
Okay.
I'm going to shoot 3 rockets that have tracking.
Gotcha.
Back out the door, up through the window, and then into the 3 guys that shot.
So, for your... Oh, sorry. Hold on, let me mute my mic so they can't hear me.
Okay. Is this, do you have to do this to creatures you can see?
I was going to do it as my drone came through the window.
Okay. I'm perfectly
I could
okay
still
with that
see.
happening because that sounds super badass. Okay. And those automatically hit, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So there's 4 people in here.
Yeah, everybody but the 3-armed guy.
Gotcha.
It's
and
going to
those,
take 1.
those all hit.
And then-
Gotcha.
Kayla rolled 16 to hit with the katana on the guy that I shot in the back of the head.
hits. That hits.
So you'll roll 1d8 plus 3. You'll
Cool.
probably have to do... Unless... Oh, no, you have that entire bag of dice.
Okay, and then
Here
roll
I
me
am.
damage for your homing rockets. Okay, so 4, 4, and
So-
1.
Yeah, 4 plus 1, 4 plus 1,
Okay.
and 1 plus 1.
I'll give you this. There is the doorway guy, the
Yes, it was a D8.
hurt arm guy, and
Huh.
then there is the, we'll call him neutral guy. How do you want to distribute those?
The door guy will get the 1 plus 1,
Okay.
and then the other 2 will get the 2 5s.
Okay.
And then on Kayla's, she got that guy at the door with 4.
4.
4 damage. Okay. So the guy at the door, with everything that sort of blasts into him, he goes down. Just sort of like just a menagerie of bullshit hits him. The other guys are still up, but they are not looking great. And then your 3-armed guy is also up as well. Okay. Let me do that, and that guy. Okay, and then the guy He has not been hit yet. Cool. All right, let's go ahead and roll initiative at this point. I'm going to roll for the troopers and the big guy. Okay, troopers suck ass.
Oh, not as bad as mine.
I don't know. We did just have kind of a hell of a surprise round.
I mean, it was pretty good.
So we're rolling initiative.
Yeah, roll initiative for me. And then
4.
let me know what y'all get. 4 for
5.
Boy, 5 for Zen,
19.
16 Rilo, 9, did you say?
19.
19. I thought it was a 19, but I wasn't sure. Zen got 5, 19 for San. I need to print out the things. Anyways, okay. Okay, San, you're gonna go first. This guy fell down. You guys still can't see. Boy's the only one who's actually seen the inside of this room, but I'll describe it as soon as you decide to go into it.
All right. I'm gonna guess we don't have a map set up.
No, I don't have a map set up.
Okay, that's fine. I was just wondering.
Yeah, I didn't know you guys were gonna go.
Is the room dark or something, or are we just not in there?
No, we're
You're
not
just
in there yet.
You're in the hallway.
Oh,
And so you
okay.
guys, well, actually, Zin, you would see the room, so I'll describe it to you on your turn. Or until, well, you know what, here, I'll describe it now since I got everybody. And then those guys, man, you guys are not great at 19, 16, 14, 10. Zin and Boy. Okay. And Boy. Okay. Alright, so looking, Zin, you see this dude like fall in front of you. You see that there is 2 of the troopers are over sort of in like this, it's like a 10 by 10 room. There are there's like it looks like a break room that was for whoever lived here. It's a cross between like a break room and a 1-bedroom apartment. So there's like a messed up bed over in the corner. There's a decrepit, like everything is like old and broken down. There's a fridge, there's a countertop off on the right hand side with like a sink and everything like that. There's a table closer to the door that the 3-armed guy is standing at. And everybody's looking towards this guy that just got hit. And is fallen, and of course now they're looking at Zin. And there's like a little kitchen table that the 3-armed guy is standing at. There's a couch in between, in sort of the middle of the room, and there's like a busted up vid screen, not a TV, but a vid screen. That's sort of what you guys can see. So San, it will be your turn first. What would you like to do?
Okay, given the cannon that we've given my bow for its design, as I move in, I'm going to draw my pistol because I'm pretty much empty-handed the whole time.
Yeah.
You're gonna protect Zen while she's in there because it's not my turn.
You're on the outside of the door, but you can still see in.
Oh, okay.
I'm
You're,
going through the door.
In the doorway. You're coming in. The 3-armed guy is probably about like 5 feet away from the door. It's a little bit bigger than a 10 by 10 foot room. It's probably like 20 by 20. So he's about like 5 feet away from the door. But he is like right there. So.
Okay, and there are what, 2 others in there?
Yeah.
And where are they in relation? Are they closer or further than him?
They're closer to the back of the room, closer towards the bed. They're looking towards the window. One of them was at the window when his gun exploded.
Okay. Then yeah, as I get in, I'm going to level at the head of one of the guys in the back.
Okay.
And
the hurt guy or the unhurt guy?
How hurt?
So
visibly how hurt?
they're both fairly hurt, but there's one guy that has like a burnt up arm.
All right, mother, let's battle.
Okay, I'm going to.
There we go. I really gotta get maps.
Yeah, I'm gonna hand cannon the first one.
The one with the burnt arm?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, he doesn't have a weapon as of right now, just to give you a heads up.
Oh, then I will go for the other one first.
Okay, alright, cool, sounds good. His
Meh.
little blaster pistol got exploded.
That was a 15.
Ooh, 15 will do it, I believe. Let me double check that. Yeah. Hits his armor class.
Okay. And then,
You're adding the +1, right?
yes, because I already added it. It was +3, now it's a +4.
Jesus.
Rolling. Oop, shit. That's a 7 + 1, so he takes 8.
His head explodes.
Damn.
Fantastic. I'm going to follow that up with an action surge,
Okay.
and I'm going for the injured one.
Gotcha, fire at will.
Which one's Will?
The dude that's left. Asshole.
And that's another 15.
Okay, that's gonna hit as well.
And 9
is
+
happening?
1 is 10.
10 damage.
Yep.
Jesus Christ, I'm taking away that weapon from you or throwing bigger guys at you. He
We
also,
talked about this pre-session 0.
I know, and I
Please
didn't
don't.
understand. Okay, what do you mean, please don't? You haven't run into anybody other than Galasher and the guys. His head also explodes. So yeah, basically, Zen, you see this sort of like older, like middle-aged, like dad. He's got like pulled up white socks, the sandals or whatever, the cargo pant, the big cargo vest and everything, and the fun hat. He does a fucking combat roll and fires 2 shots with the steadiest hand you've ever seen.
Did he hear an acorn?
And his head just, their heads just splatter, which doesn't make sense with like a blaster pistol.
It's not a blaster, it's a kinetic pistol.
Then their heads just boom boom, just splatter viscera all over the back wall. Cool as a cucumber, this guy comes in. This is a different San than you have ever seen. Unfortunately, your son couldn't see it because he's still in the hallway. But Zen, you have seen a different side of San suddenly appear.
Bet you that dork just tripped over his own foot.
Okay, so you have fire. You've moved, fired. Do you have you have action surged? Is action surge a bonus action, or is that just
Yes.
Like, is it okay? All right. So, gotcha. Are we done with you then?
Are
we done?
It depends on how
Please be
far my
done.
movement would be.
Let's say you move 20 feet to get all the way to where you're at. You've got another 10 feet. You can get to the blue arm guy, or you can get out of the room if you want to.
No, I'm gonna get between him and the window.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna sort of move on the other side of the table of him, just basically staring at this dude who, shock doesn't really begin to cover it. He is just, hi baby. I'm your favorite dad. How many dads you got?
Would you quit
That's right.
playing with guns?
Look, I'm in a mood.
So yeah, you have blasted these 2 guys, and you're now standing between this shaken 3-arm guy and what might be his only route of escape. Rilo, it is your turn.
I'm gonna run up into the room.
Okay. You run up and see the scene previously described before you.
Okay, is the blue arm guy the only guy left?
Yes.
Okay, then I am going to try and intimidate him. And I'll say, boy, you have really messed with the Oxodals. Surrender right now. We need to have a talk.
Okay. Go ahead and roll me an intimidation
Oh,
check.
I'm gonna hit you.
I'm gonna get the purple one.
That would be a 21.
21. Okay. So he looks super. He's already shaken by this. Just like suddenly everybody's dead around him, and then this like sort of dark, brimming with like this psychic energy.
Also has a light sword out.
Has his light sword out, sort of strides into the room with like this level of confidence that only a teenager could have. Pops off this statement at him, and he says, "But I'm part of the Oxodals. What are you talking about?"
Yes, but I know you're dealing on the side with Draco.
Hold on. Jack, can I interrupt these two?
Oh, sorry, he's not part of the Oxodals. Yeah, you can interrupt these two. Yeah.
Okay, because I'm going to roleplay the shit out of this one.
Yay.
Hold on.
You want me to hold on?
Don't do it in the middle of when we're trying to
Oh, no, this is
intimidate
going to be
somebody.
great.
Go for it. Nope. Go
I
for
can
it.
stop you. Do whatever you want.
I encourage this.
I just said what I said.
So, son, what the hell was that? You're supposed to be a middle-aged dad.
Some of us have lived different lives.
Really?
Can we get back to
Yeah,
business?
we'll,
Hey, shut up,
we'll
kid.
deal with this later.
Shut up, kid. What the hell was that?
We will deal with this later.
Go ahead, kid. We're not done.
Yeah, it's pretty, baby.
As I was saying, I know you and Draco are dealing on the side. The Oxodals know about this, and if you value your life, you will set up a meet with him.
I mean, I'm not like with the Oxodals, you know. I just deal. All he does is give me stuff. I didn't know he didn't. He didn't clear it with his boss. I thought he cleared it.
That's why this is your one opportunity to live. You will set up a meet with Draco so we can deal with that traitor, and you can walk away.
Okay, yeah, I can set up a meet. That's fine. But I mean, don't you know? I mean, we needed to talk with him anyways because our last shipment of Kublai never came through. We were supposed to get a couple of crates, and he said it was on a ship, but then he sort of went silent. So, yeah, I can talk to him about it. That's fine. Yeah, I can set up a meet, please. Just I'd rather not die.
Know who you're dealing with, and if you betray us in any way, your life is forfeit.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine.
Well, go on. Give him a ring.
That's not really how it works. We avoid using contact like that because that can easily be traced. But I can tell you exactly how we do it. Whenever I need anything, I'll set up a banner at a certain location with a particular color, and then he'll meet with me at the location determined by the banner.
When and where?
Well, I mean, I'll set the banner up, and usually he sees it within 24 hours, and so I'll set the banner, and then I usually have one of my goons collect the Kublai from him at the location. But it's we change it every time. We change the color of the banner. Wow.
Here is my contact.
Okay.
The second the meet happens, or you know where the meet's gonna happen and when,
Okay.
let me know, and know that you are being watched. We know all about you, where you hang out. How do you think we got here?
Roll me a deception check.
What is my deception? Pretty good, pretty good.
He'll roll an opposing insight.
Yeah. Good thing I hit my camera. That is going to be a 21.
Okay, that beats his 17.
Plus 6 to deception, my guy.
There you go. So he says, he like looks around and he remembers the little drone flying in. He's like, okay, yeah, of course, I'm not gonna, you know, I want to live. All right, I value money, but I value my life. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, absolutely. I'll set it up, and then you know, if you prefer, I can tell you the locations that we normally set up, or we can. We've got a warehouse over on
I
Bleecker
need to
Street.
know the exact location of where Draco is going to be.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Just calm down. You're freaking me out. And so he tells you basically what he's telling you is that they have different colored banners that he'll set up, and he'll set one of those banners up in a location, and that is a signal to Draco to meet at the location associated with the color of that banner. So you can actually probably choose where you would like to be or where you would like to go. So he has um, a residential house that you could go to. He has a warehouse. He has a one of the smaller docks that's not under what's her name's control. Yanta. Yeah, I think Yanta's her name. Yeah. And then there's also a sandwich shop in Central City.
What would be like the least populated one? Like probably the residential house or the dock?
Roll me a lore check.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh. Well, we got to +1 to that. Ooh, that would be a 5, sir.
All right. So it's kind of hard to determine. You're not familiar with the city or the routine of the city. You've only been here. You've been here less than 24 hours. So you're not 100% familiar with it. And this guy that you're talking to, which you still don't know his name, very rude. Didn't even ask.
Don't care.
That's good because I don't have one. He says that the docks is probably a good idea because it's a much smaller dock that's usually only like personal craft might use it going from the space station down to the planet, but it's very underused. And they always meet usually at dusk or dawn whenever traffic is at its lowest.
Set it up for the docks.
Sorry, my kid was stacking dice and she got almost all of them.
I just told him to set it up for the docks.
I heard you. I just apologize about the loud noise I made. He goes, okay, yeah, the docks. That's gonna be the green banner. I'll put it up there and be a little quieter with the dice, sweetheart. I'll put it. I'll hang it, and within 24 hours he should be there, or he'll let me know when he's gonna be there.
Don't cross us again. And then I'll walk out of the room.
Okay, yeah. And he stares back and forth between Zen and San with all three of his hands up, like.
Excuse me, Daddy.
I'm just gonna holster the hand cannon, pat him on the shoulder as I walk by, and walk out the door.
He
Also,
winces.
pick up the broken drone.
Oh yeah, I forgot they destroyed the drone, so I'm gonna pick up whatever remnants are there.
Sorry, remnants of what?
The drone they
drone?
shot down.
Oh, the
So,
drone.
I'm assuming he's gonna want to repair his drone.
That drone is in a lot of pieces.
Oh,
Can I pick up the majority piece?
You can sweep them up.
so there's nothing to be salvaged off of the drone.
They like
It was
doubled
just a thought.
over its hit points. It's
Sorry,
dead,
Anthony. I
dead.
think you're buying a new drone.
Well, I have a spare.
Oh, okay.
He's got a second one.
In all fairness, he's doing this for you. I think you should buy him the drone.
That's true.
Roll a persuasion check.
That's done.
With advantage, why not? You're his dad. Okay. So yeah, you guys leave the building, and where do you go from here?
By the way, 16 to that.
Persuasion.
Hold
Do you even know what to roll to avoid a persuasion? Do you need some help, or what's going on? But
Hold on.
Hi.
Hi.
you want to talk?
Hold on. Send in something.
You want to say hello?
Hi.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
All right, you're done.
I'm a goo goo gaga.
You are a goo goo gaga.
Sent something to the group chat.
All right.
Well, we can continue.
Okay. So, yeah, where are you guys gonna go? You guys walk out of this building having successfully intimidated this guy into giving you information, or at least setting up a meet.
I guess
supposedly.
not.
Well, if it's
Okay.
within 24 hours, I'm assuming we got to start.
Oh, Jack put the wrong number in.
What? What number? What's
I'm
happening?
not in the group chat, and I was trying to figure out why I wasn't getting any texts.
Oh,
I knew
I
it.
rolled a nat 20.
I knew it was
Walker.
the wrong one. Each. Okay. All right. Well, I'll just delete that one. Which one did I do? The 623 one? Which one's his actual one?
623 is my old one.
520. Okay, let me go delete that 623 number so this random person isn't getting spammed with just BS.
D&D related shit.
Yeah. Okay. I don't want to block the number. I want to delete the number. Edit. This has to happen now, or else I'm gonna forget. So it's a 520-517-4690.
Yep.
I just said that to the entire world. So let me see
Well,
if
if any of
anybody's.
y'all want to get some of the Han Solo.
There you go. We have 0 concurrent viewers, 0 chat rate, and 0 views. Woohoo!
All right.
Right. Okay. Well, let me make a new chat thing then. Or maybe I can just delete? Nope, I can't. Stupid Android.
You can-
Okay. I'm on Android. Weird. Okay, anyways, why is it still there? Whatever, 520. Okay. What do you guys want to do now?
Well, I'm assuming we have to be at the docks within 24 hours, so I'm gonna start heading towards the docks.
Okay. Yeah, if you guys want to, he basically gave you the dock number and the location of it, so you can find out. There you go. You can find out the exact dock that you would go to. It is sort of these like really smaller ones. It's down towards the end of the rows. And it's separated by, there's basically 2 large mechanic shops, like the hangars that are there, or that like Yanta has. There's 2 smaller ones, and then as of right now, there's no spacecraft on it, and it's separated from the other docks by a couple of like fairly large concrete walls that basically go up and above. Maybe they were at some point part of a bunker system or a military installation or something like that, but they've since, and I'm talking, these are like 50, 60 foot high concrete walls. They've since sort of fell into disrepair, so you can see large cracks in them and stuff like that. And such. So from here, do you guys just want to sit at the docks for the next 24 hours?
Is there any good like ambush spots? Any like overhanging catwalks or anything like that?
So in the hangars themselves, there are basically beams that run across, and there are cranes on a few of the different beams. There are a couple of catwalks. This is designed to work on spacecraft. So there are going to be like scaffolding and stuff like that on the interior of these warehouse-sized mechanic shops, essentially. So yeah, if you wanted to like set up there or something like that, or prep a ambush, you could probably do that.
I'd say that would be my thing to look
That's
for
what I want to do.
Oh yeah.
areas for proper ambush.
Okay. Yeah, so there are. So let me give you a full overview. There's basically these giant doors at the front. As of right now, they're closed. They're not locked, however, and they look like maybe they don't always stay on the tracks. They have no windows to them. There is two doors. There's one at the very back. That's just like a regular humanoid-sized door, and then there is one at the front that's off to the right of the building. And I'll get a map made up
Oh,
for
I
you
was
guys, so you can
mocking.
see a little bit better about that.
I need a triangle.
Good job, baby.
I love
Yeah,
you too.
I'll get an actual map built up so you guys can sort of see, and then in between like next session and now you can discuss like ambush strategies and stuff like that. But yeah, just to finish describing it, there's like the offices, same as Yanta had. There's the offices on the right-hand side that front door leads into. There's no rear exit door. All of the offices in this one, though, have windows on the wall that's facing the hangar bay. They have basically like waist to ceiling high windows, similar to the ones that are in the shop. So what would you guys think about like wanting to set up for this?
I think a couple people up higher, and then our melee people on the ground. I don't know.
I don't have any
Uh,
long range weapons at all.
So
On the like, is the floor of the warehouse currently like barren, other than like toolboxes and stuff, or are there piles of stuff covered in tarps and shit like that lying around?
Roll me a luck check. Let's see.
can I assist with that?
No, this is a luck check, not a. You can't bend the.
16.
Okay. What would you like to be there? I can tell you something
So-
I have an idea for, but
Kind of what I was looking about. I was thinking about pretty much every shop you and me have ever worked in together.
mhm.
There's always areas where there's like tools set up, or if there are parts on the ground that haven't been used yet, they probably got covered to prevent things from getting on them or in them.
Mhm.
So I was kind of looking for something with maybe a tarp over it, or some little nookie holes that are harder to see. If you're
Gotcha.
standing in the middle of the shop and you look at it, you're like, oh, it's just a toolbox. But if you were to walk to the other side, you look at it and realize, oh shit, there's a bunch of space back there.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. So I think. Okay. Bye, baby. Thanks, baby. What a sweetheart. I don't know. She might have smoked some weed when I wasn't watching. So yeah, you can see like there are the toolboxes are off on like sort of the left side of this building. There's big stacks. There's like stacks and stacks of like different barrels of different chemicals around. There's also like a forklift that's back there, and there are like scatterings of parts and pieces, and you do see several pallets that have tarps thrown over these like massive pieces of machinery. They're massive to you. They would probably fit in like a medium or smaller sized ship. There's also like shelves of electrical equipment that has been taken out, and somebody was like, well, it's not that bad, I could probably use it on something else, and then put it into that shelf. And then there's all sorts of different like tools and everything all around, and there's even a in the center of the warehouse. I'm gonna have to go back and re-listen to all this to make sure I make this map correctly. In the center of the warehouse, there is a the pits at Jiffy Lube.
Yeah.
There's one of those. So if they're working on like a speeder that they don't really want to lift up, they can get into those pits, and it runs the entire length of the warehouse and has a grate over it.
All right. What about
parts of the grate
overhead
are
hoist
broken.
systems?
Yeah, there are cranes. There's two different cranes, one at the front, one at the back. that look like they're pretty beefy. And those are used for assisting in pulling out heavy pieces of work or heavy pieces of equipment.
All right, at the risk of sounding very Scooby-Doo,
You want to drop shit on them, don't you?
that is exactly what I was thinking. We pretty much set it up with a small charge to drop something straight on his head. It looks like an accident to anyone that wasn't in here.
Oh, I don't care if it works. Actually,
And-
I'm gonna say no to that. He has a data shard we need.
Oh yeah, we got to get it out of him. Okay, so I like the
I don't
idea, but
care
the
if you
idea would
squish
work.
other people, you cannot squish him.
Okay, well then I'm gonna bypass my Scooby-Doo instincts.
Is there any other stuff that you guys want to know about this shop? Or this sort of warehouse looking thing?
I mean, what? Back to my, bad cartoons.
You
I
cannot
get
paint a hole on the wall and a train comes out
no,
of it.
no. I was thinking
Okay.
more of like a tarp with weighted edges.
Oh, for them to like fall through.
No, I was thinking more to
Yeah.
drop it on them.
A tarp with weighted edges. I don't think you'd be able to find one here. You might be able to rig something up with all the different parts and pieces. So you could drop a tarp, and then it's difficult to get out. But I don't think you would find a weighted tarp here. The prevention of like wind and stuff like that is just done by the building itself.
Okay. Yeah. All right. There goes the end of my old cartoon knowledge.
Yeah. And if you guys want to like try to build something like a weighted tarp or something like that, or like check out the security system if there is one or anything like that, you guys can do that. You can make some rolls or anything like that.
I'll check the system.
Okay. There isn't one. No, I'm kidding. Go ahead and roll me you find like sort of an antiquated security system. Why don't you go ahead and roll me a tech check? 24. Okay. So there are quite a few cameras in here. Even though this is sort of an older building, it seems like the security system was like one of the most recent things renovated. You see there are not just cameras, but there's also thermal cameras, or they have thermal imaging that you can switch to. There's cameras inside the warehouse, one at the rear and two at the front on the outside. And then there's probably about like half a dozen on the inside of the warehouse as well. The locking mechanism for like the door or the front doors or anything has been disabled. You might be able, with that 24, you could probably repair it. It would just take a little bit of time.
Sounds good to me.
Okay. All right. Do you want to go ahead and repair those?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
so we
gotcha.
can lock them in so they can't escape.
Gotcha. Anything else you guys want to investigate or check out or sort of plan?
Is there any ships that have like any like weaponry or anything on them?
I mean, there are in the galaxy and universe, yeah, for sure.
Well, I meant in the dock.
No. Most of the vehicles that come to this specific dock would basically be like somebody who spent a lot of time saving up to come to Frenet, and then their main transport is at the space station, and they wanted to have like a land speeder, or not a land speeder, but like a land cruiser to get around to the different cities. So they wouldn't have a lot of money to dock or anything like that. It almost looks like this is pretty close to being abandoned. But there aren't any actual spaceships or vehicles around here.
Are there any areas where we might be able to set up like IEDs if people walked past? Or
Why don't you do me a favor? Go ahead and roll me. And did you already roll an investigation check around here? No, go ahead and
I
roll
have
me.
not.
Roll me an investigation check. And see if you can find some stuff out.
Nope.
What'd you get?
That'd be a 6, sir.
Sixer. Okay. So I mean, there's not like a lot of enclosed areas other than the office itself. The rest of it is just kind of filled with a bunch of junk, essentially. Hi. And so
How
most of that's like
wide?
crowded around the walls.
Well, no, I was more like,
yeah.
is there like equipment cluttered on the ground and stuff like that? That
I mean,
maybe we might be able to sneak a charge into it without them noticing, and that way, if they like walk past it, hey, blow it right now.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. There's like all sorts of different like parts and everything. They're mostly pushed up against the walls, and the only entrance into this place
Yeah.
is either the back door or the big wide double door, or the big wide doors at the front that slide open.
Does anybody have any explosives? I probably should have asked that first.
I don't believe you guys do, but don't quote me on that.
I have rockets.
Why are you?
How wide are the, for lack of a better term, the oil change pits?
They're about 3 feet wide. Yeah, 3.5 feet wide. So like, average sized humanoid could walk like comfortably through it.
Okay.
Why don't you bite your dad?
And how high are the cross beams on the ceiling from the ground?
About 50 feet.
Yeah.
What are we thinking?
At this point, I'm just looking for places to hide for an ambush.
Yeah.
I don't have anything to set up a trap.
Now, I did mention there's a forklift in there, and there's pallets of basically parts and everything all over the place. You guys could move some stuff around if you wanted to. All this stuff doesn't have to stay where it's at, you know.
Yeah, I'll move stuff around to be able to like create like a hiding spot.
Can we make a funnel at the front door with the forklift so that they'd have to walk through like a small hallway with the boxes?
Yeah, I mean, that's easily done. There's also the, I mean, points of interest in here are, there's pallets of pieces, essentially like for a spaceship, varying sizes. There's a forklift. There's a large stack of barrels in the back left, like I'm talking like 3/4 of the way to the ceiling, which is the ceiling's 60 feet high. And
I actually didn't think of something.
So,
There's like barrels of oil and stuff, right? Like flammable chemicals.
give me another investigation check.
Sure.
I mean, you know, that's sort of like a waste of time. You can sit there and look at them. Some of them do have like flammable markings and stuff like that on them.
Well, I can use those as like incendiary devices. Because if I hit those with shock, they light on fire.
I have shock too. Hold on. So I have pyrokinesis.
There you go. Hey. Okay.
Spirit blade.
Pick those up.
And lightning charge.
Pick those up.
Yeah, she can actually just set shit on fire.
Yeah, and you guys, this town, the city that you guys are in, it's not like, you know, hoity-toity, rich and fancy. You could probably purchase some charges if you wanted to find some.
I don't know how
I'm
much
just
money
giving
I
you that
have.
option.
Oh, I have quite a bit of money. I think. I'm not entirely sure how expensive that stuff
I have
is.
150 credits.
How much do you have, Rilo?
400 and
What? Where'd you get all that money?
I rolled for it at the beginning. I started
Okay.
with 1,400 gold.
Oh, nice. Oh my gosh. Oh, hi. Oh, that's a big hug. You want kissy kissy?
But I have
Did you boop me?
465 credits.
Okay.
Boop.
Boop.
Okay.
Okay. So yeah, you guys could boop. You're a cheeser. So yeah, I'm just saying, like, you don't have to work. This is probably like 30 minutes, 45 minutes after your meeting with the three-armed guy. So you guys don't have to work with just the stuff that's in here. You can also go out and like try and purchase stuff. You could try to find that weighted tarp case.
I think I'm gonna go out and try to find some like low-level explosives.
Okay.
Like obviously nothing that's gonna create like a giant blast.
Hey, why are
Because
you turning?
we're in a reasonable area, but some like improvised explosives.
Okay.
I
Okay.
feel
Yeah.
like if we're all gonna go, or if some of us are gonna go, we all need to go together.
All right. I think we're done with
Anthony,
that.
how many rockets can you fire at a time?
3 at a time, but I can do it 3 times.
So pretty much one volley per action.
Yep.
Well, and that's another thing. Do we want to take a long rest so we can get all that stuff back?
I mean, my long rest is 3 hours long.
Well, he
Fine.
says that he usually gets back to him within 24 hours. So I mean, we could take an 8-hour rest after we come up with a general plan.
Like I
And
have
then
enough
he's supposed
spells
to get a hold of
so-
you.
I have enough spells to make it through another encounter, but
Oh, baby.
I was sure about everybody else.
I don't have any problem.
I wouldn't mind a. Let me double check this real quick.
You want to get your action surge back?
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure that's a short rest, isn't it?
I have no idea on Star Wars.
I must finish a short or long rest before I can use it again.
Okay. You guys have essentially had a short rest.
Okay.
In here, so.
I mean, if we got the time, I could take a long rest just to get all my spells back.
Daddy, this is gonna be my stage.
Honestly, let's divvy this up into sets of 2 for now.
This
You
is
have
also
to
my
use these
notebook.
spells, have you?
No.
So do you need a long rest, or can you get yours back
No.
on a short rest?
It has to be a long rest, unfortunately.
Okay. So let's say,
Casey and I could go.
I believe.
yeah, we
Actually,
can.
give me a second to verify, but I'm pretty sure it's.
If it's a long rest, what we'll do is you and Boy can.
Oh, no.
switch.
Oh, I have something. Force recovery. You have learned to regain some of your energy by briefly meditating. When you finish a short rest, you can regain a number of force points equal to half your constellar level plus your wisdom or charisma modifier.
So 1 plus
So
whichever
1
one of those is better.
4. Oh, I can gain all mine back. So I'm actually
Okay.
gonna do that.
I was gonna say, you do that. Boy just needs 3 hours of maintenance. While you're meditating and he's maintenancing, figure have you guys do that at the ship. We can mosey around if you just send a short shopping list.
Just whatever it takes to get improvised explosive device, like small anti-personnel explosives. Preferably being able to be remote activated.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's something called like a remote charge.
Well, see, I'm also trying to figure out because I have proficiency in 2 different toolkits. I know one of them I did the security kit,
Yeah.
and I don't remember which one I did the other one in. I don't think I wrote it down.
You did the Astrotex kit
Okay.
because that's what you're supposed to use to do maintenance on me or install things.
Yes. Okay, yeah, you're right. All right, then.
So the remote detonator and mines are 2 separate things.
There's grenade fragmentation, mine, thermal detonator.
Yeah, but there's something called the actual remote
Hey,
detonator, to where you can actually hit the button, but it's, I think, just the detonator.
Shields, I'm looking through to see what's blasters, rifles, light weapons, vibro weapons.
All right. So sorry. What was up?
I'm looking up explosive items to see.
Okay. Yeah. So there's grenade fragmentation, grenade gas, ion, plasma, mine fragment. Okay. Okay.
Well, I was
Okay.
looking at the frag
Hey.
mine
Yeah.
with.
Now that's like a military level mine. I'm
Yeah,
not
I'm
saying
looking
that
for
is
the
going to be
smaller.
impossible to find around here, but we'll see.
Let me see. Let me see. Mhm. Do they have an equivalent to diesel fuel?
I mean, there's the
Why?
stuff in the drums.
Well, that's
There's
like,
some generic flammable chemical in there, basically.
well, okay. In a warehouse that have parts in it, parts get shipped with generally packing foam.
You're trying to create napalm.
Don't judge me.
I'm not judging. I'm impressed. Why don't you roll me a investigation check? See if you can't find some. We'll leave it up to the dice. See if you can't find some like good packing foam.
Can I help him
Yeah, yeah,
with my drone, bird's eye view?
sure. Yeah, bird's eye view that is.
Well, I got a 16 plus 1, so 17.
Okay. I will
And then
give you. Oh, give me.
Okay.
Yeah, give me advantage. You got advantage, so.
And the 17 is going to be it.
17. Okay. With that, I would say that you're able to find and create 4, like, mason jar sized canisters of napalm that you can go ahead and add to your inventory.
Do I just put? I'm just going to put napalm.
I would just write napalm, question mark. Are you thirsty or hungry? Mommy's probably got food. No, she doesn't? Why don't you go check with mommy? Yeah, go check with mommy. Why?
Do I get any pluses to hit on this?
I don't know if they have napalm in.
They don't. So like when you go
They
to
have
add a custom
incendiary
item,
mines.
it's to hit.
I would say no pluses to hit. I would say what this does is it creates like a 10-foot square surface area that once ignited If you want to try to create it to where it ignites as soon as it smashes,
Well, the reason I say I wasn't worried about that is because one of us can just like force
okay.
fire into existence. So I just need.
I can also lightning shock it.
Okay, so I will say this: if you want to just like write this down or type this
I'm
down,
putting
or
it in the
something.
item description as we speak.
Okay. Um, when thrown, and we'll do. I think what we'll do for this is we'll do like just a dexterity check because you're not necessarily unless you're trying to hit somebody. We'll add your dexterity bonus to it if you're throwing it at somebody. And if you beat their armor class, you can hit them. If it misses their armor class, it'll still shatter around them.
Okay, that goes into my next question.
Okay.
When left in the jar and ignited in the jar,
Mm-hmm.
it generally won't explode. It's just slow burning in that general area. When you throw it, how far does the splash go?
You can create, man, it's just a mason jar, so I'd say a 5-foot square. So like one 5-foot square space. So like basically one area that a humanoid would occupy.
Okay, Casey.
Yes.
Remember I wanted to build that hallway?
Yes.
So we'll build a 15-foot long hallway from the front door with crates. We'll put the mason jars on top, and I can detonate them with my homing rockets so we don't miss. Because there's three of them, right?
Why don't you? Here's what you do. You tie them. You've got 4. You tie them to a string, right? And have one of your homing rockets goes through all 4 of the strings. If they smash down, the other homing rocket smashes into it at the back and it at the front and creates,
Yeah.
I don't know.
That way we can utilize the hallway as a flame trap, so they'd have to get back through 15 feet of fire to escape. Just to find out the door's locked.
20 feet.
20 feet.
Yeah, I'm not against it.
I'll say they'll take 1d6 of damage when they start their turn in the fire. When it initially ignites, and then if they start their turn in the fire, they'll take an additional d6 of damage.
Cool.
1d6, and then
absolutely
now,
insane.
On movement, is it also 1d6 per square they have to move through?
What? Oh yeah, yeah. So
or they
when they
or
enter,
they gonna
or actually, sorry, when they enter or end their turn.
Okay, so they're only going to take it once, and then if they manage to move through the 20 foot, they don't take it again unless they end their turn in fire.
Correct. Yeah.
I also want to block the back door.
Okay. All right. So here's what we'll do. You guys think about things that you want to do in terms of like setting up this ambush. As of right now, you probably have 23 hours left to get everything prepped and set up, and before the time expires that they're supposed to be there.
So,
hang on 1 second. So you guys, hang on, Ellie. So I want you guys to like. What I will do is I'll create and build out a map and send it to you guys so that you can start like really visualizing and planning everything. That'll also be like our combat map. So, and I think we're probably going to finish out our session here. What question did you have, Josh?
So I know it's obviously not going to be like military grade.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't care if like you lower the damage on it. Obviously, I don't want it to do 2d10. Can I go out and buy 2 grenades?
2 like fragmentation grenades?
Yeah, the fragmentation grenades. It says it's 100 gold each.
Well, you don't have any gold, so you can't buy them.
Or credits, whatever.
That's what it says in the player's handbook. However, it's going to be a little bit more out here. They're going to be just 15% more, I think. So they'll be 115 each, so 230 total. just because this is not a place that generally has them on shelves for display.
That's fine. Is it gonna do the
It'll do the same
everything
amount
else
of damage, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll still buy 2.
Okay.
So you said 230 for 2 of them?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, and so that's the other thing. If you guys want to go out and buy anything or anything like that, just let me know. Send me a list. And I'll let you know if it's going to be a little bit more expensive, a little bit less expensive, etc. So any other questions before we go ahead and end our session here at this sort of planning
Yes.
phase? Yeah.
What was the roll they would have to make?
Dexterity.
So it is Dex.
Yeah, it'd be a dexterity saving throw to try and escape fire. Makes sense to me. So.
If they succeed, are they going to take full damage? And if they fail, they take full, and if they succeed, they take 3/4?
Of the d6 of damage?
Yes. I'm just being a shit.
No.
Is it going to be half damage, or are we going to do this fireball rules?
I tell you what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, for now, what I'll say is, yes, if they succeed in their save, they'll take half damage. Otherwise, they take full damage. And I may adjust that 1d6, but I'm going to go look up some other, like, abilities, essentially, that do fire damage as well, to just sort of see how they might how much
It
damage
goes
they
based
do.
on thorns.
We'll see. I'll go through and look it up.
Now, is that a saving throw at the beginning and at the end of turn? Let's assume they start and finish in there. Or is it just the one to encompass both?
So they make an initial dexterity saving throw, and then at the end of their turn. So
They'll do
basically,
another
if it ignites, they all make dexterity saving throws. At the end of their turn, if they're still in the fire, they will make another dexterity saving throw to try to avoid the damage.
Okay, I just wanted to make sure that I had everything written down.
We are 4 sessions in, and Casey's already developed napalm.
I'm sure it was
Brick!
Probably. Oh my god.
I honestly didn't expect you to give it to me.
I mean, it makes sense. If it makes
Come here,
sense and you
Mama.
roll well enough,
Brick!
go for it. Shit house.
Come here, Mama.
Okay, cool. So we'll go ahead and wrap up the session right there as you guys are sort of planning this assassination.
15 push-ups.
One thing that I will...
Push-ups. Can I do girl push-ups?
No, you can't do girl push-ups.
Well,
Jack said no.
I'm also going to have a conversation with our resident what the fucker behind me about what I was at one point in life.
Oh yeah. Well, so
like
that's
kind of...
so as our crew sort of makes their way through whatever this is, we start getting more and more questions and fewer answers. So we'll see how that works out as we move along. But that's all for me right now. Like I said, if you guys have any questions, comments, or concerns, please feel free to message me throughout the week. And hopefully we'll be back here next Sunday if you guys are down.
Sounds good.
Yo.
Cool.